He's gonna
I do magic act. By the way, it says grizzly bear is indifferent to man, has no fear of man, will attack you if it feels like it.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is play dead. He'll rarely sustain his attack if you play dead. Remember, he's very big, and the weight alone can kill.
I wouldn't fuck with a grizzly bear.
No, not you, Penn.
I wouldn't fuck.
Although
you look like a grizzly
similar.
bear. Holy shit.
All those things are true.
Probably similar.
Hey,
Yeah.
Penn Jillette, everyone. We just went to the TV. I fucked up a pretty good rap that was happening on our show, but still, Kreskin was on the dumb fucking TV. We hate Kreskin.
Kreskin was on.
What is the
And we
name?
know you're not a big fan of Kreskin
I read some of the book. What is the chapter? There was one chapter with Kreskin's name in it.
Yeah, asking him to sue me. You know, it's amazing. When I was 12 years old or something, you know, Kreskin was on some TV show. And it wasn't Carson. You know that because Carson would not allow the stupid fuck on.
Right.
That was an absolute Johnny Carson rule. No, Carson was really pro-science.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, Carson was a skeptic and gave a huge amount of money to the James Randi Society. And Carson would call me up about bullshit. You know, he was a real fan.
Wow.
And,
Huge into astronomy.
He also talked, Carson talked privately a lot about being an atheist, but always felt guilty he didn't talk about it more publicly. So Kreskin was on some show, some jive-ass show. Mike Douglas. Let's say Mike Douglas just for fun. And he was demonstrating his ESP kit, his science kit, with the ESP cards and this pendulum that did micro-idiomatic movements. You know, you think something and the pendulum moves
moving.
And I was really into science as a child. And my parents, I'm not from a wealthy family. I'm from Western Massachusetts, a dead factory town. So buying stuff was a big deal. My parents would buy stuff for me if it was science oriented. So they bought me this piece of shit ESP kit, thinking it was science, right? Because I'd seen him do this experiment on TV, and I was into science. And then because my sister's 23 years older than me and had already moved out, I was raised essentially as an only child. So my parents would have to sit and do this piece of shit game with me. And we did that because, I took it seriously. You know the kind of guy I am. So I'm taking like tallies, and other kids just throwing the pendulum around and shit. But I'm taking tallies and doing it carefully. And then like a few weeks later, I'm in our public library, which I went all the time. And if all of us are familiar with the Dewey Decimal System, and we know that
800's pure science.
Absolutely. Right around the juggling books, and when I say books, I mean book, because I was juggling a lot then, were the magic books, and I take out the juggling book, and I was working all this stuff. I took out the magic book, and there was a book, I think, by Dunninger on mental magic. He was a big mentalist in the 40s and 50s, huge star on radio. And so I'm thumbing through the book, and there in the magic book is the exact same trick that Kreskin had done and how to do it. And it wasn't science. It was a bullshit magic trick. And because I was 12, maybe not, maybe because I'm psychotic, but let's say it's because I was 12, I completely flipped out and I dropped out of all science. I hated science.
Wow.
I wouldn't go near. I was embarrassed in front of my parents. I was miserable. I was horrible. It was terrible.
Was it because you at that point had thought science was a gag?
At that point, I thought, well, scientists lie to you.
Oh, okay.
Scientists lie to children. Why should I be involved with them? And I hated magic because they were part of it and the whole thing. And it wasn't really until I was 18 and met Teller and Amazing Randi that I turned around. So I wrote this story to for a Skeptics magazine about how much I hated Kreskin, right? I said, because you might think he turned me on to skepticism, but he didn't. He just stole money from my parents and stole time and love from our family.
That's why the chapter is called "Maybe That Thief Kreskin Will Sue Me This Time."
So I get this letter, and this is when I'm living in New York. Remember, I'm living in New York. I'm on Broadway, right? I'm not married. I don't have children, and my parents are both alive and healthy, okay? All of that is important. And I get this note from Kreskin from Kreskin's attorneys saying he's going to sue me. And I just got rock fucking hard. I was so happy because now I could bring forth all this vengeance from my 12-year-old self and just go crazy. So I call my lawyer and I go, "Oh, Kreskin's suing me. I'm sorry." He goes, "I'm sure we can get out of it." I go, "We don't get out of it. This is very, very exciting. I want to be sued. I want to take him down to Chinatown. This will be fucking great." And so I tell him, the New York Times v. Alabama civil rights, nothing compared to what I do. I've got so much fucking money. I've got nothing to spend it on. Let's use it all to take down Kreskin. So my lawyer writes this note saying, first of all, you can't sue Penn and Teller because it was only Penn that said it. And second of all, any reading of this means he didn't really mean you broke into the house. He means that he disagrees with you. And the lawyer of Kreskin writes back and says, okay, we won't sue you. So I call my lawyer and go, "What do you mean he won't sue me? He's going to sue me." He goes, "Penn, you can't force someone to sue you." So then, just to make how much, I'm getting a little carried away. Please forgive me.
I love it.
So we cut to about 10 years ago, I guess. We're living in Vegas, and Debbie Reynolds has a hotel there, the Debbie Reynolds Hotel, and I'm friends with Carrie Fisher, and I've also felt Debbie Reynolds' breast, which is a whole other story. A very good story. I'll take a little. I was at the Porno Awards.
We want to hear this.
I was at the Porno Awards, and I'm there with Nina Hartley and Al. I'm there with Al Goldstein and a few other people, and Gina Fine. And Nina Hartley comes over, and I'm sitting at a table that also has at it Carrie Fisher and Buck Henry. And Nina Hartley comes over and says, "Penn, do you like my new tits?" And I go, "Very much so." And she says, "Feel them." So I feel her tits, and they're wonderful. And then she leaves, and Carrie Fisher turns to me. I'd never met her. Carrie Fisher turns to me and goes, "Would you like to feel my breasts? I've been in legitimate features." That was her way of putting it. And I said, "Yes, very much so." So I feel Carrie Fisher's tits, which incidentally, greatest, fabulous, unbelievable, breathtaking tits. Princess Leia.
And that's fantastic.
What year?
To be able to,
what year was
this
that?
Would have been, I don't know, 90s sometime.
All right, fair enough.
Maybe early 90s.
Great.
Fabulous. And then later on in Vegas, I got together with Carrie Fisher, and we went over to her mother's casino, and she said, you should meet my mother. Then Debbie Reynolds came out, and Carrie Fisher said, Penn, you love to tell stories. You're good at telling stories, and you should feel up my mother, because that would be a great story for you. And she said, "So, Mom, can Penn feel your breast?" And Debbie Reynolds goes and feels each of her breasts and chooses one, and then says, "Yes, feel this one." So I feel Debbie Reynolds' tits. And I tell this story on the radio in some, dog fuck town. Good Morning Dog Fuck was the name of the show,
Starring dog and fuck.
I go on the show, and I do all these incredibly unpleasant jokes. But then one point during it, I go, and I felt up Debbie Reynolds because she's a friend of They got more hate mail on feeling up Debbie Reynolds than they'd ever gotten on anything.
Wow.
So be ready. Be ready. Okay, so I know Debbie Reynolds.
Our people will hate you because you didn't kill her.
And so Kreskin is playing the Debbie Reynolds Hotel. Okay, and Teller, me, a couple of showgirls, or I don't know what the plural is. I guess showgirls. I thought it was maybe showgaggle or something. And Lance Burton and a juggler named Michael Goudot, who also writes on Bullshit.
Like a gang out of the Warriors.
Absolutely. And then the final person was the topless bull rider from one of the shows. Woman was there with us. And we all go in, and we all pay full price for our afternoon tickets for the Kreskin show, because we're going to go see him. And we go in there and we sit down, and the show's supposed to start at like 2 in the afternoon, and there's nobody there. There's people that get tickets with the buffet and stuff, and then us sitting in a booth. And the show doesn't start. It's like 10 minutes late. In Vegas, shows start right on time. You want to get back in there so you can gamble. Mm-hmm. And so we're sitting there. Finally, telling him I decide we have to pee. So we get up and we go. We piss. We come back, and the maitre d' says, "You're not allowed back in." I said, "Excuse me?" And he goes, "Kreskin has said you're not allowed into the showroom. He will not start as long as Penn and Teller are in the showroom." And I go, "Well, we haven't been disruptive. You can tell we're not drunk. Here are our receipts. We have the tickets. We're going in." And he goes, "I'm sorry, I can't let you go in." And I said, "Well, then you better call Metro." because the police are going to have to take us out. And now I'm all excited because now not only am I in a lawsuit, but also I get to go limp. It's like I'm in Birmingham. And I tell Lance Burton, call the local paper and bring photographers in because I want pictures of Penn and Teller being taken in handcuffs out of the Debbie Reynolds Theater by a guy who's going to do card tricks. This would be fabulous, And we sit there, I have never heckled in my life. I'm not disruptive. I mean, here on the show, I'm loud and aggressive. That's my fucking job. You invited me on. If we were just out hanging out, I'm not going to heckle or something. But I am going to be. I'm going to sit there full of hate. Yeah. But he will be able to detect that psychically. Right. But there won't be anything out there. Yeah. So now we are 20 minutes after his show's supposed to start, and let me tell you what this guy does. He walks out on stage 20 minutes late with his head kind of down and kind of sniffing. And he says, I want to apologize for being late today. My mother, 97 years old, is in the hospital. And it was kind of an uncomfortable time. And I just got a call. And thank God she's going to be okay. And the audience applauds. Now, there is a chance. There's a chance his mother was really sick. And if his mother was really sick, I was very close to my mom. I lost my mom. My heart goes out to him. But there is also a chance, and I don't know the fact, there's also a chance he was lying. Yes. And if he was lying, fuck him in the neck. That's all I got to say. Right. So
and fuck his mother for taking part in it.
So that's my little comment about.
That's a hell of a story.
Do you think? I just come about
and
Carson.
by the way, about grizzly bears, I don't want to interrupt.
Sure,
you.
No.
A friend of mine was in the Geological Survey, and he was going up to go through Alaska. And when you go through Alaska, the Geological Survey, bears are an important thing to know about. So they all have to carry 44 magnums, right? And as they walk through the woods, you want the bears are very nearsighted, so you want them to know you're human. So if you're human, they won't fuck with you. So what you're supposed to do is go through the woods singing and talking as loudly as you can. And if the bear comes at you, you're supposed to point the 44 Magnum at their heart. And you're supposed to talk really loud to the bear because it'll probably turn around. And it tells you, this is so stupid, it tells you in the U.S. Geological Survey handbook for bears to have something memorized that you're ready to say to the bear. So my friend Wheeler, who's a geologist, I have a lot of friends who are, and if you're a geologist listening, my favorite joke is Moe's hardness scale, but Moe of the Three Stooges and not Moe the geologist. So it's Moe's hardness scale of finger 2, eye 4, but that's not important. If there's a geologist listening to your show, they think it's funny.
He's
Moe's
howling
hardness
right
scale, MOE. Anyway,
you got any specific gravity bits?
Not many, but I'll work them up for next time. So Wheeler says to me, I have to memorize something to say to the bear. You have to have it memorized because people choke,
Yeah. It's hard to improv in front of a bear.
Yeah, it's hard to improv in front of the bear. Nixon buying dope on the subway. Go. So you're supposed to hold the gun out. And I said, there's only one thing you say, Wheeler, and that's as the bear's coming at you, you hold the 44 and you go, I know what you're thinking, Bear. That I fire 5 shots or 6. Because to tell you the truth, in all the excitement, I've kind of lost track of myself. But since I'm holding a 44 Magnum, most powerful handgun known to man, blow a bear's head clean off. You got to ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Well, Bear, do you? Is that what you're going to be? And in Alaska, that's what you're going to be doing.
That's it. And the bear would have to respond, I gots to know. I love how that guy goes, man, I gots to know.
Do you think that when you talk about Carson, do you think that when Uri Geller, Uri Geller got kind of ruined, it seemed, on Carson?
He did, yeah, he did.
Do you think that was Carson kind of happily sabotaging it?
Oh, no. It's a beautiful, beautiful story. Uri Geller was big for a minute there, in the 70s. And they were pushing to get a booking on Carson. And Carson said, no. And then Uri Geller got big enough that Carson said yes. And Carson immediately called James Randi of the Randi Educational Foundation, JREF on the web, called Randi. And he said, Randi, this fuck Uri Geller's coming on. What do I do to make sure he can't scam anybody? And Randi gave him a list of things. And one of the things was, which I loved, Geller, I'll have to do all this probable stuff because Geller is very litigious, and I do not want to monkey with Geller. So let's be very careful. Allegedly, sometimes it's possible that Geller has a fellow named Shippy who allegedly, possibly, sometimes comes into shows that he's doing, allegedly, possibly, sometimes as like a maintenance guy or something, and he is there where he could possibly, if Uri Geller does not have real powers, possibly facilitate some of his what could be called possibly tricks. Okay. Wow. So Carson, Randi says to him, make sure nobody gets on the lot that day. So Carson goes to security himself, and he makes badges with a Polaroid that are signed by Carson and says, on that day, anyone who gets in without this badge, you guys are all fired.
No, sir, I don't see your name on the list. No, sir, your name is not on the list.
And Carson says, I mean, if you let me on without this card, if you let me, Johnny Carson, on without this card, your ass is fired.
Wow.
No one's on this lot. So, allegedly, supposedly, from the story, which I didn't know directly firsthand, this particular asshole, who may or may not have been with Uri Geller, showed up like 6 times. Maintenance guy, sound guy, catering. He doesn't get on.
Holy shit.
Carson also says when Geller comes on, I want to keep the camera on you instead of on me, so no one can think you're doing anything tricky. But the best thing he does is Geller allegedly, possibly, could be doing switches for silverware in his pocket. Switches. So there was a young guy, I guess.
Would if that was true, would Geller or someone doing that possibly want a camera on both of them to give them a half a second?
He wants very much for the camera. I mean, when we do any sort of chat show, Teller insists on a monitor that we can see so that when they do the shot over to Letterman, we just do all the dirty work. if you've got to do a dirty move, why not do it with nobody watching? Isn't that easier?
Yeah. Brilliant.
You practice it forever, and then you say something funny. Camera goes to Dave. Okay, we're done. You can move. You can pull a monkey out of your pants at that point. So yeah, you're watching that monitor and seeing the camera off you.
Fuck, is that funny?
So he finds this guy, and I was going to say young guy, but a guy my age, so in the 70s, young guy. I believe it was Paul Gertner, who's about 19 years old at that time. And Randi puts Carson in charge of him. And Carson and he was a monster magician, just one of these close-up finger flinger guys, young. And Carson hires him as a page at NBC and says, when Geller comes in, you're in charge of making sure he's happy. Make sure he's taken care of. He's got the whole page coat, the whole thing like that. But he's one of the greatest young magicians in the world who is within a foot of Geller all the time.
He's watching every move.
Right. And he's doing stuff like, let me take your jacket and we'll send it out and get it clean. Get those pockets all cleaned out. And Geller now needs to get, allegedly possibly, to do this, needs to get rid of Gertner. So he's saying stuff like, could I get something to eat? And Gertner goes, sure, we have anybody. Any food here you want. And he goes, yeah, I'd like, can I just get some pizza? And Gertner gets on the phone. And Carson had already, because of Randi, set up like 3 guys to work for Gertner to run out and get anything. Just anything. So he's saying stuff like, I want sushi, but with a Pacific. And then just going boom, boom, sending people all over so Gertner never leaves.
Man, did Carson have a hard-on for this guy.
This is a great
Couldn't Geller have just said to him, could you leave the dressing room? I want to be alone?
Yes, he could.
Yeah.
And he would say no.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Carson wants to make sure you're taken care of the whole time. So you can watch this clip on YouTube because Carson does this. I mean, he almost sabotages his own show because Carson just kind of goes, go ahead, do something. And Geller's coat's clean. He's got nobody helping him. Now, it's possible he had real powers.
Of course.
Has real powers, and this negative energy is enough to fuck anybody up. I mean, that's the rationale.
And that is what he said, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But nothing gets accomplished.
What didn't happen? There was I just remember vaguely it was something to do with cups of water. Or
Yeah. He was able to tell. Oh, thank you. You left out part of the. I left out part of the story. This is great. He would do this thing with like canisters, like film canisters. And one of them had water in it and 7 of them didn't, right? And you'd mix them up and he'd be able to divine. You know, I haven't got the trick exactly right with the numbers and stuff, but that's the idea. Divine water in a container. And the way some people who think he doesn't have powers think he might have done it is to simply be signaled, which is simply, you know, you put one of your guys in the audience, he sees stuff while you got your back turned. It's a simple to code anything from the audience. You look over and he's touching his baseball hat. It's, you know, you don't need to have too much special coding.
Right.
You know, you can pretty much hold up a fucking sign. It's for douchebag. But that guy's not there, right? And Carson mixes the things up, and you can see this on the recording. It's very, very funny. Johnny also says to him, and put the things on a really heavy table. Because you can find other appearances where I mean, if he didn't have power, which we know he says he does, and there's no reason to doubt him.
Sure.
He does bump into the table. And of course, a table, when it's jiggled, the heavier container won't move as much. And somebody who didn't have powers could figure it out the same way.
Sure.
Well, Carson puts these like containers on like a solid. It looks like a solid chunk of concrete. You know, like it's on. He's balanced them on top of the Washington Monument. You know what I mean? It just does not fucking move.
Building cornerstone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you can see him banging his fucking knee against this thing. And you know, and Carson's kind of, hope you don't hurt yourself there, but it's a solid table. And Carson keeps saying, which is the thing that's such a wonderful, beautiful thing, is Carson keeps saying, you know, we're taking all these precautions, Uri, because if you do these things on my show, no one will be able to doubt you. We're trying to help you here because a lot of stuff you've done has been sloppy, and this is being so careful, no one can turn against you if you do this. And he's out there, and Carson just lets him fucking die. I mean, Carson wouldn't let anybody die. I mean, if you're sucking out there, Carson takes over your spot and saves you. Yep. He'll throw you anything, softballs, boom. Carson would do what was necessary. Yeah. But Carson is just sitting there going, huh. So that would supposed to be bending now, huh? You know, and Carson's not even doing jokes. I mean, never mind, he's not even doing mean jokes. He's just doing nothing. Just like, okay, we'll give him 10 minutes of dead airtime to fuck up. So, yeah, that was the whole thing. And it was all Randi and, you know, surrounding with magicians. Just great, great stuff.
Penn, why didn't Uri just bail on his appearance at that point?
You know, I think...
knowing that he's going to fucking eat it.
Fake illness or say he's sick or something,
yeah, because he knows he's going to eat it.
I think the answer is hubris. You know, when these guys... Now, I won't talk about Uri Geller now, because, of course, I don't know. But people that claim psychic stuff... It's amazing the shit that they'll do that they can get away with. You know, they will. There's always the chance, and this is a really good trick they use, is spilling hot coffee in someone's lap. That's what they do to journalists all the time. So the guy goes, motherfucker! And then you do your little move, right?
Oh, wow.
Or they always have to piss. They always have to vomit. They always have to leave the room. And you can always get lucky. You know, and one thing that psychics do that magicians don't do is they're ready to get lucky. Now, if I've worked on a card trick and I'm a magician, and I've worked on this really clever way to take the cards back and do a side peek, I'm going to hold the little break with my finger. And then when you give me the card back, I'm going to slide it, and I'm going to turn my hand, and I'm going to just barely see the index, you know. And I've worked on this slide peek in the mirror forever, and I've got it down perfect. And I'm doing the card trick for you. And I put the cards out, and you pick the card, and I'm ready to do my side peek. And you hold it up, and you're wearing glasses, and the reflection is perfect. And when you hold it up, I see the card in your glasses. Now, a magician does the side peek anyway. Fuck, I practiced it. I'm gonna do it. But a psychic will just take any opportunity you get. And it's amazing the opportunities you get. We did this bachelor party for Steven Spielberg. I don't know why you wouldn't want hookers, why you'd want Penn and Teller, but he wanted us to do a seance for him. We'd done these seances years ago, and Spielberg wanted, this is back in the 90s, so flew us out from New York. And he had, like, you know, the guest list was Harrison Ford and Dustin Hoffman, and, you know, everybody was a superstar, like 12 people. And we had, it was a very blasphemous seance. It was the real stuff that the seance people did with, you know, hailing Satan and all this stuff, really creepy stuff, all done with magic tricks, which we said at the beginning, all this is going to be magic tricks. We're going to play it real. And we had this incredibly unpleasant trick that we did where we had all these pictures of atrocities, you know, horrible, the most intense SM porn and war atrocities and all this stuff, like 20 of these pictures, right? And everybody was supposed to pick a picture that they had the strongest visceral reaction to. None of us are going to like these pictures, but the one you have the strongest visceral reaction to, you take it. So all 12 people, I guess it was like 50 pictures, all 12 people take one of the pictures, right? And and then we mix them up, right? And then one is chosen at random. And then we pull out some blood and stuff, and the blood coagulates and forms this thing that says Doot 14. The audience figures out over forever what it is, and they go to the Bible. They open the Bible, the Deuteronomy, and it's an exact description of how this woman is tortured in this porno, right? Really creepy stuff. And so Teller and I have this move where they all pick their pictures, and then I'm to reach over when I'm doing it, and I cop the other picture, the hero picture, the picture that has to be picked. Okay? So they handed all their pictures. We've got 12. There's 13 there because I've thrown one in, right? And then Teller has this move that he has to do where he has to be dealing them out, and the person's going to say stop. I'm making it simpler than it is, but for understanding. And then he's going to do a slide on it and pull that out so that the one they're going to select is going to be the picture we need. And we've rehearsed this. It's hard. It's a two-person move. It involves social engineering. It's moving around.
Social engineering means you're talking and distracting, too?
Yeah. And you kind of tell them to do this and tell them to do that, and you're handling them, and there's all this shit you got to do. And we've worked on it forever, years ago, but we haven't done it in 10 years, 15 years. So we're sloppy. We run through it, but, you know, it's they've flown us out on the fucking private jet, and we're going to do the move, and this is the hardest move in the fucking whole thing, and we're kind of rusty, but the show's going well, but it's like 2 hours, and it's all only 12 people. It's one-on-one. It's this intense thing, and I got to come up and do this move, and, you know, I know we've practiced it and counted it and everything, and we turn the pictures over, and I give the introduction, you know, we're going to pick one of these pictures, and Spielberg decides, I mean, to be a dick is too strong a term. But he's having a good time. He's playing with his friends. And before I can say we're each going to pick a picture, before I can say we're going to turn them face down to not embarrass anybody, before I can do like 3 minutes of my fucking setup, Spielberg reaches and grabs one of the pictures and says, I want to use this one, and holds it up over his head. Oh. An absolute nightmare. Because now I have to say, no, I want everybody to pick a picture, and then we'll narrow it down. Fuck, jive, shit. But I got to do this. So now I'm flop sweating and going, now I have got to bully Spielberg into doing this, and then make it so he doesn't remember me bullying him, and I got to get all this stuff in. And Teller is across the table from me. So when he picks up the picture, Teller can see it, and I can't. You know, and then he turns the picture toward me, and it's the hero picture. And I go, that's the one you want to use? Yeah. And, you know, he's now cut out the hardest part of our whole trick. And he's made it so that the rest of his life, unless some asshole gave it up on the radio. The rest of his life, no matter, you know, he can talk to Ricky Jay. He can talk to anybody that knows magic inside out, and they can never. You mean you picked it up, you held it up, he didn't tell you anything? That's correct. He didn't even say didn't touch it. Well, he must have touched it. You can't possibly get it. Just told you, and because I'm a professional, I just went with it. But because I'm not that much of a professional, I make eye contact with Teller and smile first.
Like, holy shit, what a stroke
Like,
of
look
luck.
at our luck.
If I were really a good magician, I would have just moved. And I did do all the right stuff. I said, "You want to change your mind?
Right,
Come
right.
on, do you want to? Do you want to change your mind?" And I try to push him and make it very clear I'm trying to push him to change his mind so that he won't. And he goes, "No, I'll keep this one." Well, do you want to mix it in with some other one? No, I'll keep this one. So at the end of it, it's an absolute miracle. So the reason you don't cancel that kind of stuff
You never know.
is you can still get lucky.
You don't know, right?
So if you're going to go out on Carson and he's going to be a complete hard-on to you and not give you a chance, and the table is cement, and Randi has talked to you, and your dressing room's been cleaned out, you've still got a chance of getting it by dumb luck. And if you get it by dumb luck, you are set forever. Because remember, the gamble that Randi's taking and that Carson is taking, and every time we bust one of these guys that we're taking, is that if it's a 1 in 10 chance, 1 out of 10 times they're going to get it. So you might as well try. I mean, if you...
Yeah.
If a guy comes up to you and says, "Oh, you're such a card magician. Here's my own deck. I've shuffled it. No one has touched it. You can't see it. What's the top card?" Well, you have 2 choices. One is you can go, "Well, I can't do that." And then you can do is go, "Jack of clubs."
With conviction, and you got a 52-1 shot of hitting it right.
And if you hit it, there is no way for the rest of all those people's lives you're anything but super bad. And that's not a bad chance. You know,
No, you know what? Overall...
and it is. I was on. What show was I doing? I think it was Carson Daly. I was on there and got incredibly lucky again, where I was all ready to do this trick, and he just named a card out of nowhere that I happened to glimpse was the bottom card that was in his hand, and he was shuffling the cards. Right, so he's shuffling the cards, and he flashes me the bottom card. So I see the bottom card. I happen to know what it is, and he's been shuffling himself, and he puts the deck down. And I'm going to do a whole different trick. I've got like 3 minutes planned. I got a trick planned. And I say to him, "So, name a card." And he says, 7 of diamonds. And I say, "I haven't touched that deck, have I?" He says, "No." I said, "Only you've shuffled it, is that right?" He says, "Yes." I go, "Turn the deck over." He goes, 7 of diamonds.
Total luck.
And other people go like, and then he's just going, "I'm not in on this. I'm not," because now all the heat's on him.
Right.
Because only he knows it's a great trick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They would just, if I did it for you, they'd just go, "Fucking Anthony."
Yeah.
Ass off, right?
He's a bullshit.
So he comes backstage and goes, "Listen, man, how did you do that?" I said, "I got lucky." He went, "Ha, ha, ha. How did you do that?" I went, "I got lucky."
Yeah, that
He
wasn't
goes,
even the trick.
"How did you do it? How did you do it?" I got, it's really, man, level with me. We're off the air now. I said, "I got lucky. You flashed me the bottom card. You happen to name it." What are the chances of that happening? About 1 in 52. So you came out, your balls are so fucking big, you came out without a trick, and you just hoped to get lucky. No, I came out with a trick, and when I was lucky, I changed the trick. Let's do a different trick then, because it's easy. So, that's why you wouldn't cancel.
You do a very cool one, too, at the end of the live
yeah.
show, or it's in the middle or whatever, you and Teller, it's where you hand out books to everybody, and you guys guess what page they're on or whatever.
It's a joke. It's a joke book. I know the punchline to the jokes they're doing.
It's a fucking great, but what do they have to give you information before you know what page they're on? I don't remember exactly. What is it the audience says to you? I don't.
Well, I'm operating on 2 levels here because I know what the trick is.
Right. Yes. But I have no idea. So
exactly. So I could remind you now of the trick incorrectly and make it a better trick. What happens is
Brilliance, though, man.
It really is.
They bring a book from home. I've never seen before.
Yes.
They open it to any page they want. They look at a whole sentence. They close the book up, burn it, and burn it right there in the theater. I say this only exists in your mind, and then I recite it back. But no, none of that happens. We hand out joke books, and they go through and they pick a joke, and then through a series of questions, I ask them, I divine what joke it is. I do that a couple times, and then there's a prediction on stage where the punchline to a joke that a person in the audience is going to pick.
Okay.
And we do it very, very much with a joke book because we just want to hammer it home that it's gag, joke, show business, And I love the idea that we're doing a better trick than the guys who are communicating with dead parents do, but we're doing with a joke book. How fat's your wife? Were you thinking about how fat your wife is? Yes, I was. Boom. But that's a trick we do, and that's one of the ones I'm really proud of because when we started doing magic, the old timers would tell us you cannot do mentalism unless you lie to people and say that there are real powers, and you have to use real emotionally charged things. And I would say it's morally wrong in a light entertainment to talk about someone's mother dying. That's not right. And guys would brag, I did this thing with this guy, we're talking about that, and I'm able to bring up his mother's middle name and said she loved him so much, and the guy's crying. And they say that as with pride. And I'm going, you fucking asshole. This guy's got all you've got when a loved one dies, all you've got is their memory. And the part about this talking to the dead stuff that's never discussed. I mean, everybody discusses, well, it gives them some comfort, But my mom and my dad and my sister are dead. And I was very close to all of them and loved them. And the most valuable thing I have, and I guess I have to carve out my children, but it doesn't feel that way. It feels it's more important to me than my children, are my memories of my mom and dad.
Sure.
And then some prick comes out and says, I'm talking to Valda Jillette. I have her in my mind here, and she says from beyond the grave, she's happy and healthy and she's with her cat and everything's fine. Whatever he says there is, even if it gives me comfort, has taken away some of the real memory of my mom. And that part is never, everybody talks about the money. I don't care how much fucking money they steal from people. I mean, that's a bad thing. But stealing $1,000 from me is nothing compared to stealing a memory of my mom.
With that said, did you ever go after John Edwards for what he does?
We did a whole thing in general, but once again, on two subjects, more probably, but I'll give credit for two. On two subjects, South Park absolutely ate our lunch. And we did a thing on Talking to the Dead, and we did the best job we could, and went after John Edwards and did what I thought was a funny and heartfelt and intense show. And then Trey and Matt came out and did their John Edwards South Park. And when people ask me about that, I go, watch the South Park. After you. I mean, ours is
you admitted
really
defeat?
Ours is really good.
Right.
Yeah.
But we were creamed by the South Park guys. And the other thing they got me on was I was having dinner with Trey, and I said to him, we can't do Scientology. Showtime doesn't want us to do Scientology. They want us to stay away from Scientology. And Trey Parker, that prick, not only does the perfect Scientology show on South Park, but also says in every interview, we did this because Penn and Teller couldn't. They said they weren't allowed to do it, so we went and did. So for Scientology and John Edwards, although I would love to be the guy on bullshit, I would love to be the guy that did all of these. We did some very good shows on bullshit. We didn't do any shows in our whole 8 years that were better than South Park's John Edwards show.
And with that, how does John Edwards do all that shit? Give that shit away.
This is
basic. The basics.
This is the hard part of it. There's a few things that work with psychic stuff, and the reason you always have to be careful, like when someone comes to me and says, I saw John Edwards, he did this, how did he do it? I have to be very careful because sometimes you don't know.
Okay.
And you're going to get he's going to get lucky. But essentially, if you're doing a TV show, you shoot 4 hours and air a half an hour. And that's really all you need to know. To put psychic stuff into perspective of a card trick. We've already talked about this. If I go out on the street and say, take this deck, shuffle it, look at one card, is it the 7 of diamonds? You say no. We go, okay. After an afternoon of shooting, someone says yes. I mean, that's the simplest way. No, it's never done like that. But if you've got a 1 in 4 chance, you just shoot it that many times. Mm-hmm. So they do questionnaires beforehand to people before they go in. Who are you trying to get in touch with? Just fill this out on this piece of paper. Okay. Once you've written something, in any magic act, anywhere, once you've written something down on any piece of paper, assume that it's been published in the New York Times. The magician has it. And it used to be carbon paper, and now it's all radio fucking controlled. Anybody that gives you a clipboard, there's no time anyone uses a clipboard in the 21st century. No one uses a clipboard. When you go to a psychic show, it's nothing but clipboards because they know how to gimmick them. So you get this combination of stuff, and then you have to remember, if I say to you right now, I'm going to do a magic trick, I'm going to do a card trick, you tense up, you're watching me, you're very, very careful, you're a little guarded.
On guard, right.
Hold the card down like this. But if you are grieving over a dead loved one, and you are grasping for some hope, and someone comes in and says, I get the impression of an M. And you say, well, her name was Deborah, but we called her Mom, and we...
You don't want to debunk it.
And you'll give...
Right. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt.
It's amazing the people that have...
So they're giving it up for you.
Well, of course they do. And, you
it's that hope. You just
have to be very careful to never, ever blame the victim. You can't say,
right.
You listen to these tapes, and if you're cold-hearted and don't think about it being the guy's mother dying, your first thing is to say, you told him everything he tells you back. Mm-hmm. You told him when she was born, where she was born, and then he just told it back to you.
Yeah.
How stupid can you get? It's not how stupid can you get, it's how much pain you can you be in, It's kind of like saying, that rapist is really good with women. Well, you're ignoring the gun. That's an important part.
Well, I'm going to take issue with that. Do you have you seen any that were impressive to you that you were like even though you know,
did it well.
Or that actually confused you or made you go like, huh? Or have you never seen that?
There is the amazing thing about, James Randi offers $1 million prize to anyone that does something supernatural under test conditions. Mm-hmm. It's $1 million. It's in escrow. It's covered. Some of the money is mine. You just get that. Also, if you do this thing once, you get, you win a Nobel Prize pretty much.
Yeah.
You've changed all of physics. And there isn't anything that's even iffy anywhere.
Yeah.
There's just not one situation where people go, but you understand that I'm saying something different than I understand how every trick was done.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't understand, because I know, you can have that situation where you've got 4 hours of tapes of a guy doing stuff, trick, bullshit, bullshit. And, you're bound to be right. The story that I've heard, and I can't substantiate this, but this is hearsay, but a funny story. John Edwards was playing Atlantic City. Because, if you really care about people's loved ones who passed away, you're going to be playing a casino in Atlantic City. That's all you need for the argument, right? That's all
really
you need.
Is. Yeah.
He's playing a casino. Because, his stuff is as important emotionally as America's Horse with No Name. And he's in Atlantic City. And you all know Atlantic City. The audience and so on. So he gets up, and one of the things he does, like I said, this is hearsay. I wasn't there. One of the things he does, he says, he's got an audience of 900 people. And he says, I'm getting the image of Greece. Does Greece mean something to people? And, there's a lot of Greek ancestry around Atlantic City. Pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
A woman raises her hand and says, My mother loved that musical. At which point John Edwards says, no, I meant the country.
Oh,
but, and then he covers and goes back to that. But yeah, you know,
shit.
that's the kind of thing you can do. You can just, if you're opening your heart up, I can tear it apart.
Well,
of course.
We got Kathy from Long Island. She says, you're dead wrong, Penn.
Oh,
Kathy, go ahead.
Kathy's always good for something.
There's no doubt I'm dead wrong. About what?
Go ahead, Kathy.
John Edwards used to tape his show in Manhattan, and I had actually been to his show twice.
Yes.
I was never read. I do have a friend that was actually two friends that were read by him during the taping of his show.
Yep.
There were never clipboards. There were never questions beforehand. The only thing I think you had to sign was some form of like a waiver or something, like allowing your image on television. But he never asked questions beforehand, or nobody ever asked you anything. You went in, you sat. It was like a horseshoe kind of setting.
I know. Well, yeah, we all know the setting. Yeah.
Yeah, but never. There was never any pre-interview or pre-show questions.
So you believe he was communicating with the dead? That's the
only, and I do. I've always been interested in that kind of thing, but I will say only because I know the people that he connected with.
Sure.
And know that there was no relationship.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. No. Of course. And I would never question your friends. Certainly weren't lying. They certainly weren't set up. And I believe this completely to be sincere. All I would ask you is, if there was a loved one who had passed on, why do you think they would choose to go through John Edwards instead of directly to the person that they loved? Why would that be their choice? Because that's always been a mystery to me. I can't explain how the trick was done because I wasn't there, and even if I were there, they could have also got lucky. But just tell me that, because that, I'm a mama's boy. I was very close to my mom. Why would my mom choose to talk to a dipshit instead of me?
Well, I think because, for lack of sounding totally cheesy, it being a gift or something like that, I don't think a person could come directly through to me, per se.
That's right.
And get their point across, as opposed to someone that can visualize and vocalize it for me.
Yep.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
When you went with your two friends, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting there before the show. It doesn't normally just start the second you sit down. It must have been a very quiet time. You three didn't talk about anything while you sat at your seats?
No.
Not a peep. Didn't say anything. And there's no chance that there could have been microphones in a television studio that could have picked up any discussion anyone said about who they might hope that they got in touch with?
No, because you know what? I can tell you that specifically in my situation, no. Obviously, I wouldn't know about other situations. But
right.
Because my girlfriend was very quiet about it because she was so afraid and leery of what she was going to hear. She did not.
What was she afraid of?
No, not afraid, but she wanted to be able to say that it was that if it happened for her, that it was legitimate. And there was no discussions of anything or anybody that we were hoping.
Penn's a lot nicer. Penn's a lot more diplomatic than I am. I'm going to say for the record, your friends stink. Those two dumbbells.
Why would you think that?
Because I don't believe that they talk to the fucking dead relatives.
John Edwards, in my opinion,
John Edwards
is a carny.
That's my opinion.
Hey.
In my opinion.
I'm just saying carnies are okay.
Yeah, don't shit on carnies like that.
I believe your friend are dumbbells.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So you believe it went down like it went down?
Yeah, I do. Only because I was a witness to it, and they were both on the television show.
Yeah, but also...
Wait. Can I ask her, Penn, what did John Edwards say that got her and you convinced, like, holy crap, he's talking to her?
It was specifics about my girlfriend's sister's health situation.
Whoa. What were those specifics? What were those specifics?
I can't. I won't get into it on the radio. I wouldn't do that to her because.
But you did it on the television.
We don't know you.
Yeah.
That was her choice.
Well, you're not saying her name, Deb. We don't know her name. There's no connection to her. We don't have your last name. We don't know her name. So you're not breaking her anonymity or confidence at all because we don't know who she is.
But you do understand that people who die of something. So it's a very safe bet to go for an injury or to go for a disease or an illness. And you also know that there are there are tables of what people are most like to die on, and you also know when you're looking at someone, you get a reaction from them. If you talk to try an experiment for me, Deb. Just next time you're next to a stranger, like on a bus or a train or a plane. Instead of thinking when you're talking to that person about what you're going to say next or how you want to present yourself or what you're trying to do, try to find out how much you can find out about that person just by listening, the way they handle themselves, the way they look, what their rings look like, what their jewelry look like. And you'll find out that if you pay attention to other people instead of yourself, this might be one of the only good things about this. If you're not thinking about what you're going to say next, and if you really watch people, they will give you a huge amount of information. And one of the things that the people do is every time this is burlesqued, people do a whole thing like, did they die of heart, cancer, brain? I see a leg injury. I see, but it's not ever done that grossly. But if you are talking to someone and I've watched hours of tapes of people in psychic readings, as I'm talking right now to you, and I look over. He's nodding. He's doing these big nods as I'm speaking. Yes. That's the way human beings talk to one another. And unless you're trained, and trained is important to not give up stuff, you do very much give up things just by people looking at you. I would also say, and this is the thing that is so hard to communicate to people. I don't know what you do for a living, but whatever you do for a living, while you were doing that and learning that and studying that, guys like me were studying how to trick people. And one of the things you get is very smart people, like doctors will come to you and say, they'll see our show and afterwards they'll go, I'm a smart guy and I watched that whole show and I couldn't figure it out. You must have had a plant in the audience because I couldn't figure it out. And I go, well, I'm not a smart guy, but I'm an okay guy, and I study stuff too. And yet, if you were in the middle of doing a vasectomy, I could not walk in and take over. And that 100 hours you spent learning to chop the exact right millimeter out of that cock. That's the amount of time I spent learning to find your freely selected card. And you have to remember that just because you can't figure it out does not mean it's supernatural. This goes to a lot of this. Unidentified flying objects, UFOs. There's a lot of stuff I can't identify, and that doesn't automatically mean it's from another planet and living.
Yeah.
So the fact that something happened for him to be able to tell you things that you can't figure out how he got the information doesn't necessarily mean that the only choice is that the dead were talking to him. It's possible there are other stuff. So all I'm saying is I don't know as an answer. You don't know does not automatically mean supernatural. And I will just say to you, and this is an important thing to remember, you do know for a fact that people lie. You do not know for a fact that the dead come back and talk to people. So if you have to choose which one that is, you might want to go with one you've had experience with and just leave open the possibility, one, that the soul of someone you loved very much chose to communicate with somebody in a studio in New York on TV, or also possible in the same list of possibilities, you were dealing with a lying sack of shit. I mean, just give me that.
To each his own, then, right?
Not to each. No. Exactly the not to each his own.
No.
I will leave open the possibility that someone can communicate with the dead if I see evidence, but please leave open the door just a crack that someone might have lied to you in a very malicious and terrible way.
And why do they
just as a possibility? It's not because I want to believe one thing and you want to believe another, but let's together say that there are many things we don't understand, and we always have to factor in malicious love of money as one reason.
Kathy, as the dummy, I got to ask you this: why does John Edwards talk in a vague way to get to the answer if he has this superpower?
Well,
he's very vague, and then finally has the answer.
With my situation, it wasn't vague. Well, with my friend's situation, I should say.
Was this aired?
Yeah, yeah.
And have you watched it since?
Probably not in a couple years. I mean, the
Yeah, why would you if someone
If someone's talking to the dead.
Yeah, I would watch it every fucking day.
Every day I'd be, oh my
like,
fucking
holy
God.
shit, this is a miracle.
We spoke to the dead.
Why do you just throw it in with the rest of your DVDs?
And I also...
I'll get to it eventually again. The time that someone
Hills
talked to
Cop
my
3
friend
is
from
on.
the grave.
I gotta watch that first.
Is that why
Jesus.
he's off? Like, he was huge for a second, like on everywhere, and now he's kind of disappeared. Is because he's a scam? Because he was going to get caught?
No. He wasn't running away. But these things go in cycles. I think one of the things that hurt him, and when we were pitching bullshit, we pitched it 2 weeks after 9/11. So I was going into these places pitching a skeptical show after the biggest tragedy on American soil, and it was weird because although it was an appropriate show, because we should be skeptical of rabid believers, especially after we saw what rabid believers can do, the horror they can bring about, it still felt wrong. And I remember going into a few of these places and saying. I said, I'm not psychic. I have no powers. I don't believe in any of that. But I'm going to make a prediction. This is 2 weeks after 9/11. I'm going to make a prediction that is just from experience that you may not believe. I predict that within 6 months, John Edwards will announce a show where he is going to talk to the dead of 9/11.
Oh, my God.
And I said, when he announces that show, you people in this room, I was pitching this to the studio that had John Edwards, the network. I said, you are going to feel awful because you were part of this horror. And I'm going to sleep okay because I at least told you to try to tell the truth. And they all thought it was too intense. And I think it was like 4 months later.
Wow.
John Edwards announced that his next show was going to be talking to the dead of 9/11. He actually did. And I remember some of the people we did the pitch for called us up and went, holy fuck. And instantly, the whole country turned against John Edwards. And he pulled that show back. He never did it. He just announced it. And I think that was kind of sort of a slight turning point for John Edwards.
The beginning of the end there. Huh?
Well, I just think that there's a certain kind of proof that people aren't at a certain level believing it, that they're just kind of watching it and saying it's possible, and this happens to my friends, and it's kind
trying
of
to figure out
fun.
how he's doing it.
And we're kind of having fun with it, and maybe it's making these people feel better. And then there's a line. Now, once again, if America really was stupid, like Hollywood thinks they are, and America really was believing John Edwards hook, line, and sinker, when he announced he was going to talk to the dead of 9/11, we would all be, woohoo, to be able to communicate with these people. That would be wonderful. And the fact that even people who watched the show thought it was in bad taste shows that some part of them, when they're watching this show, is going, I don't know.
I ain't
It's
buying
kinda
that shit. Yeah.
Otto's been on hold for forever. Otto,
yeah,
I
he wants to say
apologize. Otto from Otto and George.
God damn! How you doing, Otto?
And we know you're a big fan, Penn Jillette, so we
huge fan.
wanted Otto to call in today. What's up, Otto?
Good morning, forever mouth.
Hi, Otto.
One of the things that I since we have Otto, one of the thing when people do possessions and regressions and past life regressions, I've always thought that they were, as a friend of mine, Jamie Ian Swiss, a close-up magician, said, all these people are just ventriloquists, but not very good because their lips move. I would love to see you possessed by the spirit of George. And have George, you should do a whole act where George dies, comes back from the dead, and possesses your body and speaks with you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm actually doing seances to talk to a dead relative. It's $100, and to talk to him while I drink a glass of water, it's $150. I gotta say, to see Penn and Teller at the Rio is an amazing experience, and they're so cool. They actually talk to all the fans after the show. They hang out. and take pictures, which is very rare. It's an awesome night out for anybody who's in Vegas. Just wanted to say that.
Well, thank you so much.
I went to the show. I actually liked it a lot. I don't go to. I shouldn't say actually like I was surprised, but I mean, I'm not saying it like that. I enjoyed it very much.
I want to go so bad.
It
Man.
was fun. It was a fun show.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
I'm always at the Palms, and it's right across the street, and I never get to go. I want to go so bad. I went to the Titanic Museum.
You didn't have to choose to say that with me sitting right here.
What?
I was across the street. I didn't bother going. I went to see the Titanic Museum.
Yeah. I was trying to get you to go. No, come by. I'll hook you up. Don't worry about it.
Come by. I'll hook you up. Don't worry about it.
Come across the street to my show with the Pantages.
What were you seeing instead, Bob? Aces High?
Aces High. Ace Rothstein.
Otto, what were you saying? I'm sorry, man. You got stepped on.
Yep.
I was just saying, every time I used to play at the Riviera, Penn would bring like 30 or more people to see me. Come like 2 nights in a row.
That's cool.
Awesome.
I met Penn and Teller very briefly as you guys were leaving an Otto and George show. I was out there with Dice, and we were off one night, and I went and saw you at one of the hotels. It might have been the Riv, and you guys were leaving, and I asked for a photo, and you both took it together and wanted no part of me.
Oh, yeah? You weren't in the fucking photo?
No, of course I was in the photo between them. It's a very rare get.
I saw the Bullet Catch show you guys did years ago.
We still do. Still do the Bullet. We can't. We have to do the Bullet every show.
Yeah, it was like when you first started doing it in Boston. I think I saw it. Yeah, and it was just the whole show was amazing. I loved it.
Thanks so much.
We got to get him out.
Really? Fuck. That fast?
Why is Roland throwing
you
Penn out?
suck.
Why are you throwing Penn out?
5 minutes?
We have to plug the book, which, by the way,
We have to. I can't wait to read
I've
this
read
book.
50 pages of it, and it's fucking great, man. I mean, you're a great writer, and I had a bunch of stuff.
Great storyteller. You kidding me?
I loved. Let me say, I love the stuff on Siegfried and Roy. Where you go out, it sounds like you're going to be shitty to them, and then all of a sudden you just give this glowing, loving talk. It's very funny about what they are as superstars. I thought it was really touching.
You know, the thing about Siegfried and Roy that killed me, when I first, it's so easy to make fun of them, right? I mean, Siegfried and Roy were the easiest guys in the world to make fun of, but there was a sincerity, You show up. We would go to these like charity functions, and you got to show up to show
Is
you
he
still
better?
have show
Is
business.
the guy who got attacked, did he get better?
Roy Horn.
Oh well, no, he got his head bit off by a fucking tiger. You don't get better. I mean,
Positive, I heard.
it was, I mean, the night that happened, it was so, Tell and I came off stage, and I had been, I'll just say, I was at Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Greatest Show on Earth. I was around these tigers and lions, and I terrified of them. Terrified of them. And I would when there was anything going to be done with a tiger, I would hide in the other room and close the door because you don't know. I mean, even if you have the tiger trained, you don't know if your tiger happens to be the Charlie Manson of tigers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Every living thing goes crazy. What if the elephant you're on is Ted Bundyphant? What if that's his particular mental illness? You don't know. I'm not an elephant shrink.
Or if he has Down syndrome.
So, I would say
that was terrible.
I would say to Roy, you do the nuttiest thing in show. I mean, like the old time lion tamers, before our time, like Frank Buck, and in our time,
the Indiana Jones hat and the whip, the chair.
Good to Gable Williams, I'm training the beast, and he would do this thing that I thought was insane. And I talked to Roy about this all the time, which was, you're doing something so dangerous and so impossible, and you're playing it off as no big deal. Oh, these are just, and no one else in show business does that. They're always going, he's an amazing guitarist. He plays an E chord. No one's ever done this before. No one ever
never even realized that. Yeah, they took that element of danger out of it and made it look like they're friends with these cats.
Yeah.
They trained them to do all kinds of
the most abstract thing you could do. The whole idea of we're not even going to play up the most important part of it. So when it happened, we get off stage, and Roy was attacked, and Tell and I rushed over to the hospital, and then this crazy thing happened. I mean, I'd gone on I'd always make jokes about Siegfried and Roy. I always trashed them. I always, contrasted our show with their show. It was all of this. But I also, they were a team, and they invented magic in Vegas. And kind of off my bluff was called because when I got there, Bernie, their manager, said to me, none of us want to talk to TV or radio, and we're all in the room with Roy, and we're all too broken up. Would you do all the press stuff for us? Jeez. So all of a sudden, I'm the one that had all the reports of the doctors and stuff, and CNN is calling, and I'm on there, and interviewers are going, didn't you make fun of Roy all the time? And it was just this real clear idea of what showbiz is. Yeah, I'm fucking with you. I'm making fun of you, but now we get real. And also because I have done things on stage that look dangerous, nothing that dangerous. Someone getting hurt is horrific no matter what. But this was really close. This was another Magic team where one guy was fucked up and their show was over.
That was it.
And so I was there for all night and all the next day and doing all this and watching this whole thing. But what amazed me about Siegfried and Roy was just the level of pure, honest, heartfelt show business. I mean, if Siegfried and Roy were still working, and I came on this show and did shit about them fucking tigers, and did stuff that was slightly gay type gags, and made fun of them and trashed them and did this whole thing. We could trash them for a half an hour, and I could bet my life that the next day on my voicemail would be a call from Siegfried going, I want to thank you. You are on the Opie Anthony show. Thank you for mentioning our name. Thank you for our kindness. Yeah. Absolutely. Every time and then I would show up, to do these charity things, red carpet stuff, and I show up in jeans and a fucking T-shirt, and I'm walking down the red carpet and they're taking pictures and you're waving. And then I walk up to Siegfried and Roy and they're wearing yak dressing gowns and tuxedos.
They were all about it.
And their makeup is perfect and their hair is perfect. And, at first you think, well, how fucking stupid and pretentious and da-da-da-da is that? And then I would just stand there going, now, which one of these people is doing their job? You know what I mean? How many people are going, I really want to see a guy walking down the red carpet looking like he's here to fix the toilet. That's what I want to see. I want to see a guy in jeans and T-shirt, so I really love them. And
you called them superstars, and you said it was superstars that made them seem like it. It was a great chapter.
Oh, thanks.
And there's also a great chapter on, and I know he's leaving, but about very religious Jews who have had experiences with you where they're kind of questioning God, and it's a really fucking great book.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I can't wait to read it. Penn, you're always a great guest.
You know what you can do right now?
Penn
to be a
on
great
Twitter?
host?
Yeah.
You can actually read the title of the book.
God, no. God, no. Signs you may already be an atheist and other magical tales. I think a lot of people are going to pick this book up, man.
Or download it at least. Download, because a lot of bookstores are closing. So if you can't get in a bookstore, just grab it on your
We only
your
mentioned the
Kindle or
book
your iPad.
once?
That's all you said the title.
That's not good.
My God,
That's not going to help. This was a waste of time on your part, but not ours. We got a lot of great radio out of you today.
I tried when
we
Penn
tried,
came
but
in,
you were talking
everybody...
the whole time, Penn.
I'm
Maybe
sorry,
you should have mentioned your own book once or twice.
I'm on Twitter, Penn Jillette, PENNJILLETTE. Remember, it's a J on Gillette. And my book is called God Knows, Signs You May Already Be an Atheist, and Other Magical Tales.
Looks like a great
Bullshit
book.
coming back?
And
Bullshit's not coming back. We're moving over to the Disco Channel, which the Disco Channel is not like us calling it the Disco Channel. They want us to call it the Discovery Channel. Discovery became Disco. We got a show coming out called Penn and Teller Tell a Lie that'll be out in October.
Oh, great. That's one of my favorite shows of all time.
I know.
All time.
And we'll mention the book a few more times after you leave there, Penn.
I'm sure you will.
We certainly will. You're a friend of the show, bro.
I like talking to you guys. I get carried away. It's not. I don't just come in here to pimp.
We love it.
No, you give us some
Fantastic,
great shit,
man. It really is.
All right, Penn
Well,
Jillette,
thank
everyone.
Thanks, man.
You know, you just go from one room
yeah,
to another
one
here.
to another.
And they start out here, make me really happy. Now I'll go talk to some dipshits. Come on.
And Otto says bye. He's still on the phone.
Okay, man.
Thanks, Otto.
Good luck, everybody.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Penn Jillette, and we'll take a break, and we'll finish next.
The next voice
is Eric Nagel. The phone number, 866-969-1969. If you want to get in touch with us here at the program and get some calls, and welcome everybody from the West Coast that's been checking us out. We got a lot of feedback from the first show last week.
We did. It
being
was
on
nice.
at this time,
Was it
afternoon
good
drive.
feedback?
Yeah, it was great feedback.
Awesome.
Yes. And so people are out there listening, so that's a good thing.
Huzzah.
And joining me as always is my co-host Matt OG.
Hello, sir.
The Geek Stuff OG. Well, not the.
Not
Geek
the,
Stuff
just
OG,
Geek Stuff OG
on Twitter and Instagram.
That's right.
And also, he's becoming a regular, Giddles.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Giddle
How are
base
you?
on Twitter and Instagram as well here. Big show today. We're going to have the Duplass brothers, Mark and Jay. Who are they? If you watched The League on FX or FXX, depending which channel they're playing it on that day, he's Pete on The League, but he also writes and directs a lot of movies with his brother. And this is a project that they're doing for HBO. It's a series, 8 episodes, called Togetherness. We're going to talk to them a little bit later in the program. We'll also talk to Emily Hampshire, who is one of the leads on the television version of 12 Monkeys that is debuting tonight, right after this show.
That's right.
9 p.m. Eastern on the Sci-Fi Network. So we'll talk to her as well. And we have another guest in the studio. We're just packed with stuff here today.
Always busy.
This gentleman I saw in last month's Loot Crate had a magazine showing some cool art stuff, and there was a feature in the center of the magazine with this artist named Josh Merman. And I went and looked him up, and I was looking at a lot of his stuff here. I was like, this guy's pretty cool. Let's see if he's ever in the New York area. Turns out he's here.
He's local.
And so I said, come on down to the show. Let's talk to him about some of the stuff that he does. And he is here right now. Josh, how are you?
How's it going? I heard you guys like shirts.
Shirts, pretty much anything that's free.
Wow.
That sounds like Eric.
We're easy to it's easy to buy our love.
We are for sale.
I'm not for sale.
Josh, as I was just saying, if you're not familiar with what Loot Crate is, it's a subscription service where once a month you get a box sent to your house. So it's like celebrating your birthday or Christmas once a month, every month for the entire year. And it's got a bunch of cool stuff in it. Sometimes it's shirts, it's artwork, it's figures, it's all kinds of different collectibles and things you'd never even think that they would make. And look, they made it. So now it's in this box every month here for you. And there's a little magazine where they interview people who make these products and try to direct you into the ways of other culture that you're not really familiar with.
Okay.
And Josh happened to be the feature on last month's Loot Crate magazine. And if you've ever seen that pop culture figures that are made out of words, I know he has other art styles, but this is the one that usually grabs everyone's attention.
Right.
Chances are they're pretty much Josh's work.
Yeah. It's the bread maker. They're called calligrams, which is start from the 9th century. And basically it's one object or one illustration made out of words. It's a form of typography.
I have it right here. So
the Link shirt.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. Those are
Where
awesome.
was the Link shirt? Was that Shirt Punch or
The Link shirt was May of Loot Crate.
It was Loot Crate. Okay, yeah, that's the one that sticks out. That caught my attention.
I remember seeing that one at Comic-Con. A bunch of people were wearing that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm selling at Comic-Cons and I'm like, you're wearing my shirt. And they're like,
They're like, get away from me.
what's he talking about?
What the
Too
hell
close to the
What
source.
do you mean? It's my shirt. I'm wearing it. Oh.
What was that big policy that they had all the signs for this year for Comic-Con? Just
something is not
respect your cosplayers.
Yeah,
no touchy.
But it was something like just because I'm not wearing clothing doesn't
cosplay is not consent.
That's what
I'm talking about. Yeah, cosplay is not, which is a big issue in the cosplay community because the savages that attend these conventions don't know how to behave like civilized human beings because they're at a convention.
Yeah, looking at you, Giddles.
What?
But
I was pretty bad.
Were you touching people inappropriately?
Just Iron Man.
You didn't touch me inappropriately. I'm a little disappointed. I feel left
I'm
out.
sorry.
Just people dressed as Iron Man.
Just people dressed as Iron Man. Well, you know what? The thing I noticed about Comic-Con is that you get these people who make these really elaborate costumes, and then they can't walk more than 3 feet the entire convention because everyone's stopping to take their pictures. Like, I don't know if they do it just for the attention, but it seems really stupid.
Well, it's an art in and of itself. I mean, to be able to put those costumes together is really. It's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah,
right?
it's a lot of
those
work.
People do those costumes themselves. They're not like outsourcing that stuff. Some of it is, but a lot of them they're not. But I agree. The guys who they need someone to hold the other end of their battle axe. So
they'll burst into flames, right?
Yeah. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you people? But yeah, so some of it is silly.
How did you get hooked up with the whole Loot Crate thing?
I met Loot Crate at the Toy Fair in New York City last February.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I started my company the same time as you guys. They're like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, no, I did. They're like, we started in 2012. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh. I said, I do.
Nobody's done anything until they started in 2012.
Yeah. And then I said, yeah, I do this typography art that people see online, and I show them a sample on my phone. They go, oh, we know you. Yeah, let's do stuff. And they kept to their word. And March, we started talking for May's box.
For these kind of, not the T-shirt, the specialty T-shirt sites, but for something with Loot Crate, what's the agreement? Can you talk about that? Like, what's the arrangement that you have as far as do they purchase a certain amount of your work to put into the crates?
Loot Crate likes to print the shirts themselves because they have the manufacturer in L.A. They're basically buying the agreement to my art, and they're also looking for exclusivities. If you can't get the stuff anywhere else but Loot Crate, they are thrilled with that.
So you pretty much had to design something that would only be printed through their service and given out to their clients, but it still reflects your work, but it's only through them.
Yeah, and in the catalogs, usually it says my company's Zen Monkey Studios, but they still manufacture. I am giving them the permission to print. And
is this like a barter agreement, or do they? You get some kind of like hookup for it?
I get some money.
They send you a Loot Crate with your stuff.
I get some free stuff.
Listen, barter agreements don't pay the bills. He's an artist. He needs to get
from
his,
your pad
cut.
to your Mac to their system back to your Loot Crate.
Yep.
Not bad. And you also do stuff with one of the sites that Matt and I do purchase from now and then, Shirt Punch.
Sure.
Which happens to be part of the Nerd Block company.
Right.
And
Shirt Punch is a shirt of the day, just like I do T Fury also.
That's one of my favorites, T Fury, yeah.
And the art director at T Fury, Tom, he's really supportive. Like, he says, like, if you guys have any questions, just like shoot me a message and I'll get back to you. He always responds. So like, one of my designs, I was like, what do you think of this? He's like, cool. And we just like went back and forth for a month, and then we sold it like in February. And his help made it like move nearly like 3,000 shirts.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Crazy.
Good for you.
Because you have a bunch of different styles and you have a lot of work that you put out. So how do you get into the heavy rotation with these people? Because there's probably so many artists, clawing at them trying to get their stuff promoted and sold.
Well, the first time I did T Fury was in 2011, and I submitted, and the first one I submitted got accepted. So I was like, this is easy. And I guessed wrong. But I did well with the numbers, and I kept throwing stuff at them, and one design did really bad. And I was like, this is a cute design, but I would not wear it as a shirt. So ever since that flop, I was like, I'm just going to submit stuff that I would want to wear myself.
You should just keep submitting it every time and hoping that it sells well.
You're like, how about now? maybe
it didn't work last time, sir. It's not going to work this time.
So what? I'm sorry. What was the name of the art style with the words again?
The technical current term is calligram.
Okay.
Which is based off of typography, but typography is so broad based. I can't be like, you're a typography artist. Which but typography is also the font used in a novel.
So other than calligram, then, right? What other kind of stuff do you do? I went to your DeviantArt page, so I saw some of your stuff. Some of your other like caricature.
Well, Eric emailed me like right before, being like, "Did you do a webcomic?" I was like, "In high school."
Oh yes, because a buddy of mine in high school.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
When I posted that you were coming on the show, he reached out to me and he said, did he do a comic? Is it called Stubble?
It was called Stubble.
Right.
Oh
and I said, I don't know. Let me check. So I reached out to you, and you said, yeah, why?
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
well, it felt like you like Googled me after like, in preparation for our first OkCupid date or something like that.
But he used to read this. It was an online comic.
Yeah.
And then they wound up getting you to do artwork for his band. It was a band called Sprout at the time.
Right.
And so it was just one of those weird 6 steps.
Yeah, it was very cartoony style, that stuff.
Right.
I think my childhood friend, Megan, is friends with all those people. She's like friends with Less Than Jake now, but, she's just a mom.
So you're saying it's like it's a bad thing.
Yeah. We all know the same people.
You dumb mom.
Yeah, it's a small
Megan, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I know the guys from Sprout.
Less Than Jake, we started off the show with them with one of my favorite songs, History of a Boring Town. I got an email today from Vinny from Less Than Jake, and now I think they're coming on the show.
Isn't that lovely?
So once they come to the tri-state area, they're going to come and hopefully be live on the program. So
that's awesome.
I'm very excited about that. Josh, your information is Josh Mirm, M-I-R-M on Twitter, or where you sell your merchandise, Zen Monkey Studios on Twitter, and throw a .com at that for the website.
Right.
So check out a lot of his stuff.
Instagram.
Check out his portfolio. He's got a bunch of different stuff. It is kind of cool. I also threw it up, some examples up on E-Rock Radio on Twitter there. You were doing some zombie stuff for a while because everybody's cashing in on the whole zombie thing.
Yeah, I actually did some zombie poster work for Scott is Dead a few years ago.
Right.
So I think that was the most I did for zombies. But I also did, like parodies of dead video game characters as zombies. But there's plenty of people that
I saw the Sonic and Yoshi and a couple other things up there.
Yeah, people like to buy stickers of those things. But hey, whatever.
To each their own.
Yeah.
And you did a piece that I was telling Matt about earlier today that I was laughing at. It's a couple in an art museum, and they're looking up at the Mona Lisa, but the head of the Mona Lisa is 8-Bit Mario.
Right. Mario Lisa.
Right. So do you draw that, or are you taking it from the game stills? Or
I drew that, yeah.
You do that? Do they come after you at some point and saying you're making money off our work?
That was a college assignment, that particular piece. Nintendo, in particular, we talked to them, and they're like, we don't really give out licenses to many companies. That said, like, do what you want to do. We're probably going to be okay with it. I think they're under the understanding that these shirt companies and people like us are basically giving them free promotion and are turning all their fans into walking billboards to remind people that their intellectual properties still exist.
Yeah, every bit of Nintendo nostalgia that someone has, right, that's inspired by or that's brought up by a piece that you create, I would think, is a potential sell for Nintendo. So if they look at it from a marketing standpoint, you're right. It's a walking billboard for Nintendo. And someone's like, I haven't played Mario in a while.
There's a website called Day of the Shirt, which is pretty much like a one of those tube channels, but it lists everything that all the T-shirt sites are doing per day and their updates. So T-Fury, Shirt Punch, Ripped Apparel, all that stuff. So every day I'm checking that stuff out, and you're finding really cool stuff that a lot of these artists come up with that reflect your interests. If you're a Star Wars fan, Doctor Who fan, if there's the Avengers movies coming out in a few months, so you'll start seeing a bunch of different mashups of Avengers and collaborations and what have you. And just like you said, I'm wondering why, like Marvel or any of these companies see what these artists are doing, and they're well done. It's not like shit. It's really well done. And go, why don't we just commission this and sell it for ourselves? And they never do that. Otherwise, they'll sometimes, if they're paying attention, they'll go, you got to stop selling that. That's our property. But why don't they, like, some of the stuff that you did, why don't they come down and say, we should make versions of this for ourselves and sell them?
Well, like Disney, I went to Disney World in August, and we found like 3 or 4 shirts scattered throughout all the parks that were similar to what I was doing. And I said to my girlfriend, I was like, it really feels like an in-house artist Google imaged me and was like, I could do that. And then, part of his weekly paycheck made some designs, and they're like, cool, let's try it.
It's entirely possible. I wouldn't be surprised.
Put that past them at all.
And, Disney's not going to run down every single thing. Plus, there's also like all the parody law and like all that stuff that you can kind of get away. You could skirt.
Yeah, usually the safest form of parody is crossover. So they're like, Mickey Mouse is never going to hang out with the Ninja Turtles.
Right.
That is definitely not.
But they're both going to sue you.
That is definitely not a licensed product, so you're not confusing the buyer. And therefore, they're saying you're not taking money out of our pocket. If it looks like something that looks like it's licensed, then they're going to say,
if you're just selling like a straight up Mickey Mouse shirt, that's a problem, right? But if you're crossing over, you're giving it your spin, or you're meshing with another license, or I would even think putting your own artistic spin on it, based on the design.
It's a little bit safer.
Yeah, there's like that. They're weird
because then you fall under fair use and artist license. Yeah.
Well, it's great that this is a big boom for this kind of industry, because a lot of you guys who come up with some of this stuff, there really was no place to put it out up until a couple of years ago, other than your own website. But now that it's more of a community mentality, that, oh, look, this guy focuses a lot on versions of Star Wars, and this guy's the Disney guy, or this guy handles a lot of the 8-bit video game stuff, and they're all coming together and cross-promoting it and doing all that stuff, which is really cool. And I'm sure the same goes for Matt, but I've blown hundreds of dollars on these sites, especially their after midnight sales. If you happen to be going up and go to the bathroom, you check your phone, and then like, oh my God, I didn't see that shirt. $10, PayPal, done.
Yeah, the t-shirt sites have certainly got me. I've actually had to cut back on quite a lot, because I was buying like, a couple a week, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with all these t-shirts? Like, it's just far too many. I have far too many Green Arrow related t-shirts right now.
I was trying to hold back a little too, because I was buying a lot, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm done. And it started this week. A whole bunch of packages started coming in of shirts that I forgot that I ordered. Yeah. And yesterday was one. It was a whole layout of Columbia from BioShock Infinite.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Oh crap, I bought 9 shirts. They're all going to be coming at the same time.
Got to hide the package from your wife.
No, the money's gone. What do you do?
Are you just like ordering these things in your sleep, Eric, and you're forgetting about them?
I check them out in the morning, because they update usually 8 or 9 o'clock, and then later in the day I'll purchase it. But sometimes certain galleries will have last chance sales or after midnight sales or something. So if you happen to just be up and I'm playing Monty Python's Silly Walks while on my phone while I'm going to the bathroom or something like that, I'll flip over to the t-shirt things. I'm like, oh look. Swipe, and now I've just bought 50 shirts.
I do find, though, at some point, I hit a saturation point, like where I can't have, I've have too many Groot shirts. I actually don't have any Groot shirts, but for example, when Guardians came out, right, it was 3 Groot shirts per site per day for like 4 months.
Well, there's also like private forums of all the artists talking to each other, be like, how about this? How about that? How about this? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. But we saw that, taking Groot, for example, and just art in general, we saw that at New York Comic Con this year in Artist Alley. Oh, yeah. Like every artist had some sort of Groot print. It was
like some of my best sellers was my licensed Fraggle Rock stuff, because no one has Fraggle Rock.
No one has Fraggle Rock stuff. That's great. And I was just going to say, I think it's nice that you kind of bounce over the spectrum. Even if the style is the same, at least the characters and the topic that you're hitting is a bit different.
Yeah, I'm also I'm going after certain licenses, and it's going to be a little bit weird because it's things that have a connection with me that I'm passionate about.
Right.
So like we have Fraggle Rock now, and we're talking for Rick and Morty.
I was going to ask if you had any Rick and Morty stuff coming up. Huge fan.
Justin Roiland, the co-creator, he found me at New York Comic Con, and I was like, how can I get your license? He's like, that's why I'm here.
That's awesome.
I don't see Giddles get excited over much, but when we were at Comic Con and we were at the Rick and Morty panel, I've never seen Brian happier. Like, he just took off, and he's hanging with Dan Harmon and with Justin, and I'm talking, about, maybe there's some bottles over there at the table that I thought Dan was enjoying, and I was like, that's a lot of bottles. But Gills ran off and was like a kid in some kind of a store.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie.
So that's next. We're going to do Rick and Morty licensed stuff, and I'm talking to Justin through DMs on Twitter. So
this is yours, right?
Yeah, that's Rick that I just finished.
Nice. Isn't that awesome? It's up on E-Rock Radio on Twitter and Instagram.
Are you passionate about the movie Zardoz? Are you going to have a giant Zardoz head by any chance?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, you should go watch Zardoz.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Talking with artist Josh Merman, Zen Monkey Studios on Twitter, and then throw.com after that to go to his site. You can check out all his artwork here. You're going to sit in here for a little bit with us.
Sure thing.
Wanted to talk about a couple other things before we get to Emily Hampshire. The Razzies list came out, and right after that, there's a problem with the Academy now being labeled racist.
You mean the Oscars came out? You said Razzies, right?
Well, they both did come out.
They both did come out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused.
He kind of crossed topics there. It's okay.
I think he did.
I followed him though. I was on train.
I see where he was going.
I was on the train with him.
Just sit there and look pretty.
I don't think that the Razzies are racist. I don't think that the Oscars.
The Razzies
are
aren't racist, but apparently the Oscars are.
Apparently the Oscars, according to Reverend Al,
right? Because now
is a great source of everything.
He is planning to organize action, and that's in quotes in every publication I read. So who knows what that means? He'll probably sit down with them and extort them for some kind of money, maybe, and. It
sounds like he essentially wants affirmative action in Hollywood.
Right. This is becoming way too big an issue that anything that doesn't include any kind. Look, he's mostly looking out for black well-being.
Sure.
Fine. But he's also using any excuse of anything doesn't involve some kind of minority influence or inclusion. And it seems, predominantly white. He's going right after that too. He's using that as an excuse to throw his name around and to cause problems. So the nominations came out for the Oscars, and there's a bunch of news pieces where they're saying this is the whitest year for the Oscars that they can remember in many, many years. So he's coming out and saying that this is an outrage and we got to do something about this, and we're going to arrange some kind of action to talk to the Academy and see what can be done about this. It's not like they have a private board and said, we're only picking these people or these projects and this is what's going to be nominated. The Academy is huge. There is a lot of people that vote for these things.
Sure.
You're a part of the Academy, Giddles, right?
That is technically correct.
All right. So you got a ballot to vote, right?
I did.
They sent you all the movies and everything.
No, they didn't send me all the movies. They sent me Box Trolls and The Theory of Everything. So that's all I had to vote on.
Okay.
And I didn't watch either of them. I gave them to you guys. So.
Box Trolls.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that vote for these. And it's not just one group like they try to make it out. It's just, like some old white men that are picking everything in Hollywood. If the majority of the Academy voted for this stuff, where's the problem then? Just because they didn't vote for a particular black project or a particular black actor / actress.
Yeah, I guess you have to take a look at the bodies of work that came out as well. You can't force it.
There's a lot of factors involved.
Because then it's like he's tried to do it in like in New York politics and other things involving the cops and whatever. But if they even entertain the fact to talk to him, then you're saying, well,
they won't.
Unless you can't do anything unless you put black people or any kind of minority into these situations where people didn't vote for it. So why do you have to put them in if people didn't vote for it?
This will go nowhere because there is no money to be had in what Reverend Al has to say. In regards to this particular topic, there's not enough money for Hollywood to change how they do anything. And again, I don't necessarily think that Hollywood's doing anything wrong. Look, a director makes a movie. He submits it. If it's picked up, it's picked up. If people like it, they like it. If it does well, it does well. If it's a comedy, a drama, whatever. Unless Reverend Al is going to become this board that chooses what movies get made.
Right.
But he's not funding these movies. Hollywood is going to fund the movies that make money back.
Right.
And
the Academy will vote for the people that they think are worthy of the nomination, the projects that they think are worthy of the nomination. Look, if it's all white people picking everything, why didn't the Lego movie get into the animated category?
I do want to say that I don't actually think the Academy does a good job of picking films in general. That being said, I don't think it's racially motivated.
No.
I just think that it's curmudgeonly motivated.
And that's totally fine. You don't have to agree with somebody's opinion as far as what you think is art or what was a brilliant performance or what have you. But to say this doesn't matter because it's not a minority person nominated in this category or this is not a minority project that was nominated in this category, he's going to be making headlines all the way up to the Oscars. And I'm sure he's going to try to arrange some kind of protest when the Oscars are coming around. So he's going to keep his name in the headlines because it benefits him.
Well, of course, that's what it's all about. It's all about benefiting him.
Honestly,
no one's going to change anything.
I don't think his name is going to be in the headlines. Again, I don't see this going anywhere.
I don't see this going anywhere.
And if people like us don't talk about it, and enough people don't give him any mind, which I don't think they will.
Matt, not enough people listen, so we're talking to deaf ears.
What I'm saying is, I think he'll get a day or two. But it's not going to be anything prolonged. This is going to die in a day or two. There's not enough meat there for it to be anything more than a little bit of rabble rousing.
Right.
That's it.
It's just like most news today. It's outrage for the sake of being outraged.
That's it.
That's what it is.
That's it.
So let's.
I don't know. I don't watch any of these movies anyway.
Let's try to lighten things up then, and let's talk about the Razzies.
Okay, let's talk about the Razzies. The Razzies are just about as significant as the Oscars, in my opinion.
Do we have a list of the Razzies?
I do have a list of the Razzies.
Because the Razzies are my Oscars. I don't watch good movies. I watch bad movies, so I get excited for the Razzies.
Do you get excited when a celebrity actually shows up to accept their Razzie?
That's the only thing I like. Like when Sandra Bullock showed up a couple years ago and like accepted it, gave that whole speech. It was totally cool with the fact that she had won. To me, that's the only. If that's not happening with every award, I give two shits about the Razzies. No offense to the Razzies, but I don't know. To me, the Razzies are kind of like this. To me, they're this kind of offshoot of that whole hating for the sake of hating. Like, I understand it's supposed to be funny, but to me, the most annoying thing I see on a daily basis is just this kind of hate for the sake of hate for the sake of being cool. And in a lot of ways, whether the Razzies intentionally is part of that or not, that's exactly what it is. It's these movies suck because it's cool to say that they suck, and this actor sucks because it's funny to say. It's kind of just, I don't know.
But sometimes they're really bad movies.
No doubt.
I mean, sometimes they're just really awful movies.
Sure. But I don't know. I don't pay attention to award shows anymore in general anyway. So maybe it's just, I don't care if it's good, bad, or anything. I just don't.
I forgot what I was watching the other day. I think I was watching Xanadu. And,
well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Well, I had to do it.
That's the roller skates movie, right?
Yeah, it's
Olivia
terrible.
Newton-John.
But I'm pretty sure I read on Wikipedia after I looked up about that movie, and it said that was the first Razzie Award, was that movie, because it was so bad.
They made a whole industry because that movie was so bad.
Yes.
Wow.
Xanadu, Xanadon't.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Anyway,
anything to quickly highlight with the Razzies here that we?
I don't know. I mean, do you want me to name some stuff? I have.
Yes.
I
want to know what's on this list because I probably saw it.
The movies up for worst film are Left Behind, The Legend of Hercules, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Transformers: Age of Extinction. I'm going to vote Transformers.
We think everybody's going to vote for Transformers, whether they're in the category or not.
Worst actor, Kirk Cameron, for his starring role in Saving Christmas.
I heard that was really bad.
Are you surprised?
Did he save Christmas?
But I think I want to watch it because it's so bad.
Is really the question.
At least once.
I heard the box office was $37 because 2 people saw it.
What is Blended? Awesome. Adam Sandler Blended?
That's another Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler movie together.
Okay.
Yeah,
I liked 50
It's like he's divorced with kids and she's divorced with kids. It's like a.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember that. Is this their third movie together now, or second?
Maybe.
Was Spanglish? Oh no, Spanglish wasn't her. Spanglish was somebody else.
It was Wedding Singer, then 51st Dates.
That's right. Then 51st Dates. Yes, was that. So yeah, Adam Sandler, Kirk Cameron, Nick Cage, Seth MacFarlane. Those are all worst supporting actor. Worst actress. Mel Gibson, Kelsey Grammer. I guess this is supposed to be haha funny. I'm printing out the link that you gave me. Worst actress is as listed: Mel Gibson, Kelsey Grammer, Shaquille O'Neal, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Kiefer Sutherland. Unless I'm reading this list,
those are pretty bad actresses.
It could be retarded is also part of the problem. But
we don't use the R word in 2015.
Sorry. Worst remake, ripoff, or sequel: Annie, Atlas Shrugged, The Legend of Hercules, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers again. I don't know. It's all the same things. It's exactly like the Academy Awards. It's the same handful of movies nominated for every category, and the actors or actresses that were in those movies. So if you really care, go to the Razzie site and check it out. I don't know how the voting is done with the Razzies, but...
Oh, well, there we go.
I raspberried the Razzies. There you go.
We gotta have to move on to our next guest in just a second here, but I want to take another moment here to plug Josh Merman. Josh Merm with the AN on Twitter. Zen Monkey Studios on Twitter and zenmonkey.com for his cool artwork, and check all of that stuff out.
Do you want some of your own artwork?
I would love some of our own artwork.
So, since you're a big Simpsons fan, huh?
Yes, huge Simpsons fan.
So, while I make some noises.
Noises are allowed.
We printed you a poster.
Ooh, oh, that is so awesome.
And if you look at his foot,
E-Rock, Eric Nagel.
nice.
Look at that.
So it's special for you.
That's as close as I'm ever going to get to being in The Simpsons.
And you'll like it.
Oh, that is so cool. I'm going to.
And then I also brought 2 smaller versions that you can give away to any listeners.
Well, one gentleman right here, Giddles, is also a diehard Simpsons fan, so I would like to give him one as well. And I'm sure Matt would like the other.
No, you could give it away to a fan.
All right, we'll do that one on Twitter there.
No problem.
I'll be sharing as caring tonight.
All right. Thank you so much, man. This has been great. I'd love to have you back on again soon when you have another big project to roll out.
Sure, cool thing.
Come in and we'll go over that. We're going to get to Emily Hampshire or Hampshire, however you want to pronounce it. I'm trying to be fancy, from 12 Monkeys in just a second.
You're not a fancy man.
Our old pal and our old intern, Matt.
Hello.
Matt Ryan is here. You wanted to plug your wrestling thing real quick.
Yeah, I did. Tomorrow night in the Bronx at 1123 Close Avenue, 2KW Pro takes the next step. We're going to have 8 great matches for just $10. So it's cheaper than a movie, cheaper than going to see a Razzie-nominated film.
There you go. Nice.
And it's going to be some of the most fun you have all year if you go to a wrestling show. I know Eric's a wrestling fan. You have an open invite. Matt, you have an open invite.
Awesome,
so do you,
thank you.
Giddles, and so do you, Mr. Merman, if you are so inclined.
Could you not do it in the Bronx?
I wish we could not do it in the Bronx, but
I'm guessing there's budgetary constraints that keep it in the Bronx.
Unless you want to be an angel.
Look, I see yoga sessions going on in the middle of Times Square here. Perhaps you could just do it in the middle of Times Square. I can walk out
if
there.
If he was wearing yoga pants, perhaps he could sell
Nobody
it.
wants that.
That's what I'm
Who
saying.
wants to see me in yoga pants?
That's why it's not in Times Square.
Exactly.
See?
The reason why I don't wear leotards. I wear a suit to the ring.
Right, but just bring the matches to Times Square so it's easier for everyone to get to it.
You see, we've considered that, but also the theory of getting arrested, because technically that would be illegal.
So if you're hot wearing yoga pants, you won't get arrested for doing stretches, but if you try to put on a wrestling match, you're going to jail.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, I
Blame the
learned
New York
something
State
today.
Athletic Commission.
That's everything for that?
Tomorrow night, if you want to buy tickets, you can do it at the door just for $10, but if you want to get them, you have until 3 p.m. to buy them online. Go to 2kwpro.com or go to brownpapertickets.com and click that 2KW button just for $8. And if you hated me when I was angry Matt or fat Matt, or you think I'm the other intern Matt, you have more than likely have the ability to boo me and throw things at me.
Oh, there you go. That's
In fact,
good
it's
enough for us to go.
encouraged.
It's encouraged.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by. Josh, thank you. Giddles, you have anything you want to plug real quick?
No, I don't have anything I want to plug.
Okay, Matt.
In addition to here, you can check me out over at the Geek Stuff podcast each week, bkgeekstuff.com for more geeky chatter and stuff.
Word. All right, and E-Rock Radio and Instagram and Twitter for me. We'll do something with some of the artwork that Josh brought in to give away. Next week on the program, actor Patrick Wilson will be here from The Conjuring, Watchmen, Insidious, and various other things. But right now, a little bit later too, the Duplass brothers will be here promoting their HBO show Togetherness. But right now, we're going to go and talk to Emily Hampshire. We talked to her at New York Comic Con 2014, which was only a few months ago, for the big premiere of 12 Monkeys on the Sci-Fi Network, which is going to what is it, like 25 minutes from now?
Yeah, 25 minutes from now.
All right, so it'll debut on Sci-Fi and, on demand, all that stuff. And if you like the movie, it's an old Terry Gilliam movie starring Brad Pitt.
A good movie.
She's playing the Brad Pitt role.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
it's
that.
a nice little change, so you may want to check it out. And let's welcome Emily Hampshire. Here with Emily Hampshire. Hampshire, how do you pronounce it?
People always ask me that, and I don't even know, because I never say my own name. So, okay, just let me not think about it. Hi, I'm Emily Hampshire. Hampshire.
Hampshire it is, from 12 Monkeys. You're the star of this series here. And I have to ask you, did you ever see the new version of Battlestar Galactica?
Gosh, I didn't. Am I going to get kicked out of here?
No. That's not why. The reason why I was asking is this. When they revived Battlestar Galactica, they changed one of the lead characters to a female from a male from the original 70s version, and they got all kinds of, backlash and everything before they even saw it. And then once it came out, everyone, was still a little skeptical, and then they said, okay, I see what they're doing here. And then they wound up loving the character. You're doing the same thing here, taking the Brad Pitt role for 12 Monkeys. Have you seen anything? Do you read anything about yourself online? Have you seen anything like why are they casting a female in this role?
I have Googled myself, and I have seen that. I feel it, and I think I knew there was going to be that. I didn't know the extent of the love for and commitment to the movie, which I actually now think is amazing. But I think what was really good for me to do in retrospect, I didn't even do it on purpose. I was just like super busy at the time, and when I went in for my audition, I hadn't seen the movie yet, which normally is something I would never do. I'm very like research oriented, but I got to my introduction to Jennifer Goins was from the screen, from the TV show, from the first script I read. So I really connected with that character, and then I saw the movie and saw what Brad Pitt did, of course, and once I was cast in the role, then I heard like I was playing the Brad Pitt part, and lots of people were like, "Are you going to do this and that?" And I'm like, "Sorry, I'm not." To me, the connection is they're from the same gene pool. They're both Goinses, but changing her to a woman, I mean, it kind of changes everything and nothing. Everything in that her experiences with people are completely different than his, but she's still like the wild card, the crazy Jennifer Goins, who is unpredictable, and you don't know whether she is part of this conspiracy with the 12 monkeys or whether she's a victim of it.
You've done a lot of different projects. Do you feel, even though this is based on a really, I'll say obscure cult movie, do you think this is probably your biggest mainstream project to date?
For sure. I feel that way even... Actually, my first week on set, I really felt that way because, I mean, I've been acting since I was 14. I've been doing this a long time, but I realized I've never done an American TV show before, and the pace of that and the amount of producers in that, and then add that to this is based on that classic cult film, and there's the pressure of that. So it's definitely the biggest thing I've done. I'm so honored to be given the opportunity to do this. More so the part. More so than I'm really thrilled to be in the show. But like to be given this gift of a role, I fell in love with Jennifer Goins the minute I read that first script. So
you've done a lot of different work in sci-fi, but you've also done animation as well. Do you have a particular genre that you find to be your favorite?
Well, you mentioned animation. That's the best job in the world. I mean, you go in your pajamas and you get to like make an ant talk and stuff. So that's really fun. But my favorite thing to do, I guess, it might have just changed because it was always, I do a lot of indie movies. I did this Cronenberg movie called Cosmopolis that I guess is probably, it's not a sci-fi film, but it's like, since it's a Cronenberg film, it kind of connects in that world. And those kind of things, more independent kind of culty things, I'm really into. I think just because my taste isn't necessarily mainstream. So I like to do things that project my taste. But I never thought I was into like time travel stuff. I think this is the wrong crowd to say that in. But I have been converted by this show because I read these scripts and I'm like, they've given me an entrance into loving time travel via these characters, like making it about people's relationships and heart, and you get to, and now I can like believe in time travel for some reason, and I'm fascinated by it because I don't know how they do it. I read a script like for episode 2, and then I'm reading episode 6, and something comes back from there that they've connected to. Like, how do they keep that stuff in their brains? So you guys are really smart who get all this stuff.
You said you've been acting since you were 14. So can I bring up Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Hilarious. Yes, you can. That was my first thing ever. That was my first part ever. And not only my first part, my first day on set, I had to make out with a guy. Like, I was like 14. I mean, I guess that's old enough to
How old was the guy?
He was like me. I think he was like younger than me, like 13 or something. Okay. And I was playing like the girlfriend, and we had our first kiss. And I was trying to be really professional. I'm like, so I went up to the director and I'm like, okay, so what kind of kiss do you want? Do you want it to side, to the tongue? Do you want like how? And I was like this 14-year-old nightmare, I'm sure. And anyways, I just remember that as being like, trying to be really professional about it.
That's one of those series that people look back at their childhood very fondly on. It was a huge success. Do you still get people talking to you about that once they find out that you were on the show?
I have, and mostly in America, which is weird because I shot that in Canada. And I do mostly press in Canada, but all of a sudden, when I'm doing press in America, Are You Afraid of the Dark is coming back to haunt me.
It was because it was promoted really heavily for their big Saturday night lineup on Nickelodeon.
Oh, okay.
So that's why every person who grew up in the 90s knew that show.
Wow, I did like a two-parter episode of that show, and then I played another girlfriend on that show. So yeah, I did 2 episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark.
Were you doing any kids or teen shows up in Canada?
No, I never did that. I kind of started right away after Are You Afraid of the Dark. I went right into doing movies. So this year has been my first year doing really TV stuff. Like right before 12 Monkeys, I got this show called Schitt's Creek that I was shooting in Toronto, and then I was going back to LA, and then I got 12 Monkeys that was shooting in Toronto. So back-to-back TV shows that, yeah.
Never got a chance to audition for Degrassi?
Hilarious. No, but I'm working with, I'm right now doing a movie in Winnipeg with a guy was on Degrassi. Well, it's the new Degrassi, though. Jake Epstein. Okay. He's on the new Degrassi, and people are like crazy about him. But also, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like, my best friend in the world was a campfire kid. He like got ordained online and performed my wedding ceremony, and I know all the campfire kids, so I feel like I'm like in with them now.
I just wanted to throw that dust on the fire. Like, I just wanted to throw this stuff on the fire and Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was
I shouldn't be talking about Are You Afraid of the Dark. This is 12 Monkeys.
Well, we can talk about it, just don't yell it.
Oh, okay.
12 Monkeys on Sci-Fi. What else can you tell us about Jennifer before we go?
Well, I know that episode 4, Jennifer comes back in this like insane, amazing, huge way that is a game changer for the entire show. So
that didn't tell us anything.
Oh, really? Well, I'm not allowed to tell you what happens, but if I could, it would blow your mind.
All right, well, when we turn this off, you're going to tell me.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Emily. I appreciate it. Go see 12 Monkeys on, I almost said NBC Sci-Fi, but it's the same company, so here you go.
Thanks.
Eric Nagel. You know, E-Rock? Well, he'll be right back. It's Eric Nagel. Eric Nagel.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guests right now are probably, if they're not already, are going to be the hottest brother writing, directing team to hit Hollywood, I think, since the Coen brothers. Please welcome Jay and Mark. It's Duplass, right?
That's it.
You
Duplass. You nailed that. It could have been a lot worse. You could have called us the Hughes brothers. You did great. I feel good about it.
And you said the Coen brothers in the same sentence with us.
Big Coen brothers fans?
Oh, huge fans.
I'm guessing influences?
To a fault. Oh, we tried to be the Coen brothers for a really long time. Failed miserably. Really kept us off of our path for a long, long time. Now we do something that I think is the most diametrically opposed to what they do.
So now you're the Coen brothers of television.
We're like the documentary fly by the seat of your pants verite shooter brother team. They are like the most on the rails. Like when Mark and I write stuff, we go on set, we're trying to catch lightning in a bottle. The Coen brothers, I think their storyboards are like 95% there as far as their film goes. They're just like so dialed in.
They are very, very planned. We are very, very loose.
Yeah. Was this something that you always planned on doing, even growing up, that you were going to work together? Or did it just happen to work out where like, hey, let's try doing some things together and see where it goes?
We've definitely always planned on working together, but we grew up in the suburbs and we never dreamed that you could actually make films for a living.
Right.
You know, the only connection, I mean, we're very like middle class, and we did grow up in the suburbs of New Orleans. We played a lot of music. That was the only thing that we had any connection to, but we thought movies were just like pumped in over this thing called cable that were just made by like a factory out in Hollywood. And it wasn't until I think I went to college in Austin, Texas, and we saw Richard Linklater there, and he was like a normal dude, the guy who had made Slacker at
Normal
the time.
dude who just won another Golden Globe.
Who just won a
Yeah.
Golden Globe and should win the Oscar. But just seeing him and realizing that a human being made a movie was what woke Mark and me up to the fact that we could do this too.
I just saw you guys recently on Late Night with Seth Meyers, and you were talking about some parts of your childhood here. One of them being is when you started doing movies and projects together, you had this old camcorder that had the separate unit for the recorder. I flash back too because I used to do that a lot as a kid and as a teenager.
It's called a VTR.
Right, but I think I got the very next generation because mine had the tape
inside
of it, and this is I still have it. My old GE.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You
camera.
lucky bastard!
That's
You are so
beautiful.
technologically advanced.
for 85.
Yeah.
But-
it's like made by NASA.
Right. So that you buy bricks of videotapes, but the cool thing with this is you could do the stop editing in the camera.
Oh yeah.
And figuring that out as a kid was like, oh my God, the heavens just opened up. I know how to direct film and be an editor now.
That's right.
Didn't go anywhere with it after that point.
Well,
it was nice to see that everyone had these toys.
You could have just banged your head against the wall for another 30 years to achieve some modicum of success, which is all it took for us.
Well, that's what I'm doing with radio.
There you go.
We had the one of our best friends that we work with today. He and his friend were doing VCR to VCR editing without a controller. It was all manual, and they had this incredible system where they would line up, and one would hit play and one would hit record because you're trying to get it perfectly timed out without the fuzz,
or the little
squiggly
color
line.
line that would.
And they had a system, and the way they would do it is they would go check baby, 1, 2, 3, go. And that's how they synced it up, and that was a legitimate technological advancement in 1984.
It's amazing that old school rap helped develop this career.
Yes, it's so true.
Speaking of the little squiggly line there, you also had mentioned that you guys were fascinated in the 80s when cable came to your neighborhood, particularly HBO, because it was really the first chance any young kid in America got to see boobs on TV.
Yeah.
And you said that was a big influence for what you were doing with Togetherness here on HBO.
It was huge. It was huge, man. I mean, I think the main creative influence was that, even beyond the boobs, which were great, was like the fact that they were showing adult dramas during the day. And so you'd come home from school and get your nachos and you turn on the TV and Ordinary People was on, which would then go right into Kramer versus Kramer and then into Annie Hall. And so we were watching all this stuff at a young age, and it very much cultivated our interest in grown up interpersonal dynamics. Then later on at night, we would stay up as late as we could, surfing through the HBO guide, looking for the descriptions that would include a capital N,
right,
which would indicate that there was nudity
or
in this
an SC,
movie.
yes, for sexual content.
SC
Try to avoid the BNs. That's just brief nudity. That was not super exciting.
But again, you could use your technology, hit pause on a BN. You could catch a boob coming through a doorway. It might just turn, but you could extend that BN into a full N if you had the technology available to you.
Or for the I think was the timer a minute on pause before the tape would turn off, or keep playing, right?
Yeah, you had about a minute because it had to fully lock and engage. It was like using the VCR was using all of its muscle at that point to just hold on to that boob for us.
See, that's great that you brought that up too, because as time was going on and cable developed, and depending on who your provider was in what area of the country, you would get the guides, because then Cinemax and the movie channel would started doing more and more what HBO were doing, and you were constantly just planning your Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights on there. And I used to have one of the VCRs hidden with the cable line, so I would tape it overnight, from 12 to 4 and get those movies, and then the next day when no one's home, you'd skim through and find all the parts that you really wanted to see.
We would have been such great friends. You really are the lost Duplass brother. Really.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We would have had a barter system. It would have been great.
Let me ask you, did you do this then? When the cable box was introduced to your house, you have HBO.
Yeah.
They didn't really have the softcore channels, but a lot of them had the Playboy channel.
Yeah, that was the one.
Right. And it was always squiggly.
Yes.
Right? Because you didn't pay the extra for it.
I'm gonna ask Mark a question right now that's very critical to this conversation. Do you remember what channel number, the Playboy channel that we did not have but would watch with a squiggly line? It was channel 23.
That's incredible.
This is 1984.
Wow.
That is incredible.
On my cable system, that's one
doubt.
channel above Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I think there were only 24 channels total at that point.
But if you had the box, right, so you would watch the squiggle television hoping to see something. But when the rare instance happened when the line wasn't there and you would get sort of the picture, everyone was blue for some reason.
It was green or blue. You'd have a squiggled up, bent blue boob.
Yeah.
So it's like X-Men boobs. It's
and you
perfect.
would ride high on that squiggly blue boob for weeks. You'd just be thinking about it while you're at school.
Did you ever try to alter the cable box? Did you ever try to, like, some of them had switches under a metal flap that if you hit it, it would turn the channels on. But as time went on, if you found the right tools to open the case, all it was just a simple switch inside the box. So when you called the cable guy to turn this on, they would open the box with an Allen wrench or something and flip the switch and then charge you for whatever, saying they redid the box. But that's all it was.
This is why time travel should be possible, because we really could have changed things.
But wouldn't you have freaked out if younger you and sees older you and doesn't realize it's older you, but it's just some guy at the schoolyard saying, dude, if you open up the cable box, just flip that switch.
You know what? I would just
some old guy over there just tell me how to get free porn.
I would sneak in through the chimney like Santa Claus and do it for younger me in the middle of the night, so that when he woke up the next day, it was right there for him.
But you know what? It kept us hungry.
That's true.
Which obviously all this stuff influenced you for Togetherness on HBO, which is on Sunday nights at 9:30. Before we started recording here, I was telling Jay that the sense around the show was that it wasn't the typically well promoted vehicle that HBO usually puts out. It was all of a sudden your show, like your advertisements are everywhere, but your show starting in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they stretch it out long for something like The Leftovers or True Blood or whatever have, but your guys just popped up and you're ready to go. Like, this is a really fast, intense media tour that they have you on.
I think part of that is just the time of the year. You know, we have this big holidays in December, so that creates a gap. But I also think that, part of what makes HBO really cool is they anchor their network with these huge hour-long dramas that really are like the meat and potatoes of what keeps that network going.
Right.
Like Game of Thrones is like the cornerstone of what's happening, True Blood to a certain degree as well. And part of what makes them so great is that a show like Togetherness, which is not that expensive to make, and they give us full creative reign to do what we want, is almost a bit of a lottery ticket for them. If it takes off, great. If not, you know what? They supported great filmmakers. They're happy with the show. And I think that that's the same thing they were doing in Hollywood in the early 70s in the film business. And that's how guys like Scorsese and guys like Coppola were able to like get jobs making movies back then, because they would just give them a shot at things and try it out. And movies don't do that anymore. And that's where TV has sort of picked up the slack.
And the time that they're releasing it also is great, because you're past the holiday weeks where that's usually the time a lot of people stay home and they do their binge watching now for shows that they couldn't see during the fall, and they spend 2 weeks just going through Netflix and on demand and everything. This gives you a chance where people are back in their normal routine and back on Sunday nights where they're going to watch HBO in real time, not just DVRing it, but they're at home, they're relaxing, they're going to watch all the new stuff that comes out and not have to force themselves through it. So I think on Sunday you're going to get I don't want to say surprised, meaning that it wouldn't, but I think you're going to see some amazing numbers, especially being on Sunday night, which is now the new must-see TV night for anything, but mostly for like HBO, Showtime, what have you. Sunday night is the new Thursday night, and I think you guys got a great slot.
I hope you are really, really right. I would really love that.
I'm about 6 episodes in for Togetherness, and there's a term out there which I'm not going to get into because I've heard in other things that you don't really like the term for the style of work that you guys do. But I like the style of the work that you guys do, because just because it's low budget doesn't mean it's low quality. I mean, the dialogue is good, and you guys really are very particular for making things sound natural. Nothing's forced. This could be a conversation that happens between anybody.
Yeah.
And I think with how TV is taking more chances, and a lot of stuff is really heavily produced and now shot almost like a movie. Going back to the basics and putting something out there, you're ahead of the curve on a lot of other things. It's something that a lot of other people aren't doing anymore, but it's not something that's new and different. You're making something into being better than it was.
Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to teach any lessons. We're honestly just trying to represent life as we know it, and connect with the pain and make people giggle about it. I mean, that's really it. Like, we were reaching this critical mass point in our late 30s. We have young children, and everybody that we were talking to was just getting their asses kicked. Specifically us with our families. Everyone's like, oh, you have wonderful families. Your career's in a good place. You must be so happy. And we're like, no. There's an 8-pound baby waking me up every 2 hours and shitting all over my house.
Right.
And then our single friends who hadn't gotten traction in their love life or their careers were like, we were jealous of them because they can just walk out the front door and watch a movie or go wherever they want. They can eat a sandwich without being interrupted 17 times. They were jealous of us because we've got all this stuff going on, and they had their own hilarious stories. One of our best friends, Steve Zissis, who we created the show with, he was prophesied by everyone who knew him in high school to be, this great Tom Hanks or the president of the United States, but he's been languishing as an actor and just waiting tables, even through the point where we shot the pilot. And there are so many funny stories coming out of him that we just realized, oh my God, it's kind of like a little bit of a phenomenon right now, all this stuff that's happening to this age range. And that's when we sort of realized, I think this is a TV show. I think this is more than a movie. I think this is something that can go on and on.
What has been the feedback that you've been getting from HBO itself? Is this something that they're taking a chance on and they see more seasons out of this? Or is this sort of like, we're going to give this a run and then we'll see how it plays out? Or have they committed to more?
I mean, the way things have worked with HBO has been very much an organic friendship and process the whole way. We've known them for 10 years. They saw our first movie, The Puffy Chair, and we've been talking with them about doing a show, and we've honestly been a little nervous because of the huge time commitment, and we like to do a lot of different things. We like to produce and act, and we like to make movies and all these things.
And you also have separate projects from besides working with each other.
But this was one that we really, really fell in love with, and they were good enough to just say, we really trust and believe in you guys, and we're going to give you a chance to make a season of this show. And in terms of how the audiences take to it, we can't really predict that at this point. What we have told HBO is we have built the show to last. We are ready and willing to do more seasons. So please don't break our hearts.
I think you're also going to see, too, some new demographics showing up to watch your show now that this is the year that HBO Go is going to be kind of a la carte from the cable system. So you don't need to subscribe to HBO in the sense of buying it through your regular cable package. If you got the HBO package through the Go, you're on every piece of technology that you can take with you, and people are just watching it that way rather than waiting for real time and the schedules and everything on your regular cable service. So I think you're going to see more demographics showing up than ever before now, just because it's available in more places.
Yeah, we love that. I mean, we don't watch things live anymore. We can't. We have kids. We have busy lives.
And it's great that you're in a time now where the networks realize that not watching anything live as it happens isn't a bad thing anymore, because now that it's like, all right, here's what's watching live. Here's the numbers for 3 days later, involving the DVRs and streaming and what have you, and all that adds up to good things for people. Now, where maybe even 2 years ago, if you weren't watching live, that's like, oh, that's not good.
Well, it really is true, and that's changing so quickly. And even the 7-day extra ratings are even more valuable. And with a place like HBO, that subscription-based service, it's so great because even if your numbers aren't there, I mean, I remember when they greenlit the second season of Enlightened, with the numbers were by all means just not strong, and they liked that show, they believed in it, and they gave it another chance. So, I mean, I think that network television has lost that sense of long-term betting, and they're scared to lose money, and it's so great we have places like HBO who will give you a shot.
Well, it's really good for the whole sort of like don't know if this is the right word, but the morality of the industry, because basically, you know, if you look at like Breaking Bad for all practical purposes, no one was watching Breaking Bad in the first 2 seasons, and they kept with it, and then it became this avalanche, which is a phenomenon. And I think it's reorienting people back to the way it used to be and the way it should be, and that is this a good show? I mean, it's crazy that got lost for a while.
For so long. And it's all like you need to watch it this time and you need to have as many eyes on this as possible.
That's right.
Doesn't matter the quality of what you're putting out.
And the more you quantify and mathematize that stuff, I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I'm saying? You start to like lose your compass, and that's where feature films are right now. It's like people are not asking simply, is this a great film? I mean, certain people are clearly. Great films are being made, but that's really not the major primary question being asked, and that's such a cool thing. I mean, people lament things moving out of the theaters and towards televisions and being on VOD, but I don't know. For Mark and me, we feel like it's like moving things back towards like a truthful way of being. You know? People are going to get it if the show is good and people want to watch it. They'll find it, and they'll find a way to do it, and then you'll figure out what really has staying power.
And it's great that we're getting back to that mentality, because for the longest time, shows didn't get a chance to develop. Like, it was amazing that Seinfeld got the run that it did, because that was right in the middle of when, the first season didn't work, scrap and let's go. But then you have shows like MASH and Cheers that never would have become the big phenomenons that they have if they had not given it a chance for the first couple seasons when they were low rated. Said, no, wait, by season 3, this thing's going to be number 1, and they hit. Now you get those chances again, because not just the people watching, but the companies producing these things are giving it more of a chance, saying, all right, let's let it breathe for a little while and see where it goes.
And by the way, the first 2 seasons of Cheers were by far the best 2 seasons. That's what's insane about it.
Yeah, because the networks weren't on top of them, so they were getting away with a lot more darker humor.
I think you're right.
Nudity in the show, was that your choice, or was it because you're on HBO, it's sort of an homage that we got to put it into an HBO show? Because there's some scenes where I got to tip my hat to you for being brave enough to do what you do.
I think subconsciously we were thinking, it's HBO. It's not really if you're going to get naked. It's really how and when. But
also vampires.
There's also tons of vampires in season 2 of Togetherness, guys. But I think the more important part for us was like when you're showing a marriage, when you're showing relationships, that's a part of it. We didn't want to do sex scenes where the covers were up and someone was wearing a bra. At the same time, we're not all about ostentatious nudity, like show it in your face, look at this. It really is just a natural extension of what happens when you're married. Like you have weird arguments where you're wearing a t-shirt and no bottoms. You know, it's just stuff that happens.
We like to call it incidental nudity, which is how you experience nudity in your own home. It's just like, oh yeah, somebody's naked over there and I don't care.
Do you still laugh when you have to see him on set like that? Or is it just like, oh, he's doing it again?
No.
It's not even in this scene, Mark.
It's not. I don't know. It's weird. It's Mark and I are so picky about what we want to show and what we want to see, and by the time a story has gotten through our pipeline of just what we care about, like by the time we're on set and he's naked, I don't even notice it anymore. It's like
notice it, bro.
It's almost like we've already shot it, and this is just formality right here.
Togetherness on HBO Sunday nights. 9:30 p.m. 8 episodes for this season, correct?
Yeah.
The Kick the Can episode is so far my favorite episode out of the season that I've seen.
Thanks, man.
Mark and Jay, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you next time when you're around for season 2.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Take care.
And that's all the time we have. Follow the guys on Twitter and Instagram at eRock Radio and at GeekStuffOG. eRock Radio and at GeekStuffOG. The show should be back next week, right here on Opie Radio.
Good evening, radio fans. We are now back in the studio. Stand by for your station announcement. And away we go.
Now, I know you'd love to just sit there and keep being not slim, but we got to work a little today, okay?
Broadcasting channels of the entire world will be cleared. In every continent, in every land, in all the 4 corners of the earth, the whole world over. Men, women, and children of every age and race, and nationality, station, and color. Men of every language ready now to listen to the same voice.
So, is this on?
Finally, a way to combine my love of helping people with my love of hurting people.
So sit back, pop open a cold bottle of Brazilian mineral water, enjoy some poached salmon with capers, and adjust the satellite, because we have a great show.
And there was much rejoicing. Unleash the fury.
Unleash the fury!
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Eric Nagel.
What am I? Some kind of barnacle on the thing of your life?
Oh, make it snap.
Oh, ain't no doctors, but I knows I'm losing me patience.
120 simoleons on sucking lips.
What am I?
969, and we're playing that in honor of Robin Williams because I don't think anybody acknowledges that Popeye was probably his greatest movie ever
You're
made.
dishonoring Robin Williams and everyone in the studio by playing that song.
That's a bunch of malarkey because Popeye was one of the greatest piece of work that thespian has put out.
You are out of your fucking mind, as usual.
Joining me today, Matt OG from Big Kev's Geek Stuff, as
Hello,
you know,
sir.
but special guest Big Kev from Big Kev's Geek Stuff is also here.
That's nice how I get introduced second after OG.
You haven't been here in a while. Matt has, so I'm just with that. And you got a new guy there too, which I think you're on this mic right there.
Hey.
There you are.
There you are.
So what are we calling you?
I am Scapegroot.
Scapegroot.
No, Scapegoat.
Scapegoat.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll call you Scapegoat.
Scapegroot is a fad name. It will eventually go away.
All part of Big Kev's Geek Stuff, the
Yes.
podcast. Give out the website, Twitter, all that stuff.
You can find us online each and every week over at bigkevsgeekstuff.com. New episodes go up every Thursday. Of course, I am on Twitter at GeekStuffOG. Big Kev is over there at BK Geek Stuff, because I know you're not going to remember it if I don't say it for you. And Scapegoat is over there.
Scapegoat GS.
So there you go. You can follow us, follow the show, and, listen in.
Download, doing well. And you're running some kind of fundraiser right now, too,
We
right?
are, yeah. Big Kev's Geek Stuff is going to, or hopefully going to, New York Comic Con come this October.
Well, you do that every year.
We do it every year, but things have changed a little bit this year for us.
What happened?
And, we're not going to get into the...
Not us.
Not us. We're not going to get into the
New
politics
management
of it.
Things at the convention have changed.
And so
we are adapting.
Right.
Okay.
As we do.
So we're doing a fundraiser to raise money to help us get our booth at the convention this year in a great location for the show and at the con in general. And of course, if you go over to our website, you'll see a PayPal button. We'd ask that maybe you just click that button and, you throw us a couple bucks. It'd be nice.
A little something.
All right, and if you go to the actual convention, take some photos, tweet it out, what have you.
Yeah,
and,
we'll have some great exclusives.
And they
we'll have a
usually
bunch of artists at the booth and stuff.
Yeah, you got. I was just gonna say you have artists that do that present their work, they sell their work there, and you got some good raffles that you go around. Doing that, which supports what's the Defense League. Or do you not do that anymore?
No, not this year. No.
Oh, not this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. Forget you heard that.
Still
we'll
a great
cut that
raffle,
out.
though.
Edit, dump.
It's still
whatever.
a great raffle.
Okay.
It is a great raffle.
It's supporting something, just not that thing.
And also joining me, he doesn't have a show. He doesn't have anything to promote. He's my buddy Steve from Philadelphia.
Hi.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
What's up, Eric?
Steve and I have a long history.
Sordid?
Yes.
Sexual?
Maybe. Sordid history that ties back to... I think 1997.
Yep.
And we have a mutual friend who also works here in Troy Kwan.
Yes. Troy's a great dude.
And I invited you up today for some of the discussions that we're going to have, one of which I know you're a huge fan of, that I was not aware of until of recent when you put the big photo of you standing in front of a TARDIS.
Oh, you mean my bathroom door?
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Wait, did you say your bathroom door is a TARDIS?
My bathroom door is a TARDIS.
So you take adventures on the...
I do.
Okay.
I do. It's not bigger on the inside.
I was just going to ask, is it bigger on the inside?
Yeah.
Before we get into that...
They're always an adventure, though.
Well,
before we get into that, we're probably the last show that will comment on Robin Williams, so we'll make this really brief here. Big blow. We all know what happened at this point. A lot of people on social media have been cool, and a lot of people have been total pieces of shit. Towards Robin and his family. Mostly his daughter has been most outspoken about the fact that people were just sending horrific photos.
She's now off Twitter as a result.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And so, which is horrible and a really shitty thing to do, and that's unfortunately one of the downsides of having freedom on the internet, that they are allowed to do that. You have to take the good with the bad. But Robin Williams dying, I had posted when I found out, and I guess much to Kevin's dismay here, that Popeye was how I discovered Robin Williams as a kid before Mork and Mindy, because I don't know if it was HBO or Channel 5 before it was Fox here in New York. It used to run Popeye all the time. So I would watch Popeye. That's
on every weekend for a while.
You know why? You know why they would run all the time?
Because they had no programming.
Because it was fucking free. That's why. Because they didn't have to pay any royalties for it.
Popeye is how I discovered him. Popeye is how I'm choosing to remember him. Right. Everybody has Robin Williams moments, movies, things like that.
Rainbow fucking Randolph.
That is definitely another one. Death to Smoochie. If you have not seen that movie, Robin Williams. I almost said Jim Norton. Ed Norton. Jon Stewart's in there for a little bit. It's an amazing movie. You should watch it. It really depicts, I guess, the seedy underbelly of children's television programming.
Yes. Sort of. Yeah.
But in a very entertaining way. So Death to Smoochie is the one for you?
Well, that's one. I think everybody's picking the big ones like Good Will Hunting and Dead Poets Society, and everybody's picking...
And those are honorable ones.
Yeah, I think everybody's picking those big movies, but nobody's picking stuff like Death to Smoochie or even Popeye, I guess, or some of the smaller films like 1 Hour Photo. I thought was an amazing.
1 Hour Photo is an amazing, amazing movie.
The Final Cut. Anybody?
Final Cut.
Mm-hmm. No,
that's
I didn't see that.
It's another small independent film that maybe not independent, but definitely a smaller film that he gave a terrific performance in. Nobody will mention Bicentennial Man, which I thought was
mine.
I thought that was an amazing film. And I'm sure I'm going to get shit about that, but that's what I think.
Well, the other movies that you mentioned earlier, like I said, are very honorable because it seems to be the one, like Jimmy Fallon did his tribute doing Captain, Captain, My Captain. But social media has gone really cliche and ran it into the ground by putting the photo of Aladdin hugging the genie.
Yeah, and them saying goodbye and all that.
God needs a comedian or a funny man or needs something animated up in heaven, and that's what they've been putting out. Aladdin is a great movie, but it's
Aladdin's
kind
a
of
great
cliche
movie.
to go.
It was a great role. I think it was a good role for him because, he got to really do a lot of those voices and a lot of that gimmicky stuff that maybe didn't always work in particular film roles, but might have worked with his stand-up.
Right.
And he kind of got to flex that muscle in Aladdin. I liked Aladdin. Aladdin's one of my favorites. So.
I was reading, I guess other people knew this, but not to this extent. There was a big news piece that came out when they were talking about the recording and making of Aladdin, that they gave him just guidelines. Like, first they had a script, and then the script really wasn't working, so they gave him guidelines and let him go. And a 3-hour session turned into like 7-8 hours.
They actually knew that going in, even though that there was a script, and they were very open with him about the fact that, we want you to take this and make it your own. Like they left him very open in that regard because they knew there was no way that they were going to get him to do a comedy and just stick to the script.
Right.
They did actually have to keep him on timelines. So they had to cut a lot of stuff and trim a lot of stuff, pick and choose from some of the great stuff that he did and left a whole bunch of it on the floor. Which is
and they never released any of that stuff. Like they could have animated it as outtakes
or something.
Well, they will.
Yeah.
Well, it'll probably be out soon.
Yeah, they'll make a ton of money
Disney
when they
will
put out the 3-pack or the 2-pack if they're going to skip from 1 to 3 because he wasn't in 2.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, someone else did it.
Homer
randomly.
Simpson.
Oh, was it the guy?
Dan Castellaneta was the genie in 2, but then Robin came back for 3, and then everything they did for Disney Channel, the stuff at the parks, all that stuff was all Robin.
Yep.
So, did you have one by any chance?
No, I was probably going to say Aladdin because I figured no one else.
Well, you're the big Disney guy too.
But I am a big Disney guy.
Cliche bastard.
So.
I was going with Bicentennial Man.
Really?
That's mine. Yeah. I also think it's really cool that he opened the door for comedic actors to take on serious roles. Like I think he was one of the first people to take a serious role in a movie, and then a lot of other comedians came in and started.
Certainly, and get recognized for with Oscar nominations.
Yeah, I don't think he was like. All right, maybe you're right. I think he got the door open, but he definitely wasn't the first comedic actor trying to do it. But a lot of it didn't get the praise. A lot of comedians that did do it, it looked kind of foolish. Like, well, no, you're a dumb, funny guy. You shouldn't try to be acting serious. Steve, do you have one?
I was going to say Death to Smoochie as well, and he's the only thing about watching Insomnia that was any good. That movie
Insomnia
was
put me to sleep.
Yeah, that's my buddy said. Insomnia cured mine.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Actually, I want to go to Charlie here because Charlie agrees with me. Charlie, what do you got to say? Wait, hold on. Where is he? Charlie, you there?
Charlie from Cleveland?
Yes, this is him.
Hi, what's up?
Yeah, I just want to say that Robin Williams, I think, was the first one to bring a cartoon to life. I mean, with Popeye.
As far as not being animated, as being a real life.
Right, and he did it so good that he kept you in. He made you believe that it was a real character, it was a real person. I mean, he did that with all his roles. Every time you watched another movie of his, it wasn't like it was Mork, or it wasn't like it was Popeye playing Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, what about the Adam West Batman movie that they put out? Was that for TV, or was that an actual release?
That was an actual release.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, I don't disagree with what he's saying, but just like, what we said about him not being the first maybe to be recognized for doing serious roles, he also wasn't the first to do that. There were Blondie movies in the 40s that were based on the comic strip.
Yeah, Blondie and Dagwood.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been done a lot and done very well. There's also some shit examples. I'm sure if we thought about it, we could come up with a few. But I don't disagree with that assessment. That movie was just garbage, though. I mean, I appreciate your love for it, Eric, but it was so bad.
Let me ask you this: have you gone back and watched it? Mm-hmm. And do you think that it holds up? Is this one of those, like we
Nostalgia.
had discussed, where it lives in your mind better than it does?
You know what? I was
replay?
thinking that too. Like, I was trying not to watch it through kids' eyes, but when I watched it, it wasn't. I wasn't seeing what was so bad. It looked like a theater production almost. Right. The way the costumes were, the way everything was laid out. I didn't see it as being horrible.
Okay.
So I'm not one of those people that said it was a shit movie.
It was hokey.
He's too close.
It was hokey. I think
too close.
It's too important to you. It is.
It is.
It's all serious. It's too important to you for you
hold
to
on.
look at it critically.
Let me show you another side then. Masters of the Universe. Voltron. So close to me growing up. I went back to watch those, and it's complete garbage.
Oh, yeah, trash.
I cannot... If you're going to watch Voltron, watch the first 2 to 5 minutes, and then skip to the last 2 minutes. You got the whole story. You don't need everything else.
It's like I still kind of like Voltron, but I never liked Masters of the Universe ever.
Thundercats was the same thing for me.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of kinds of stuff that you're just too close to that you can't possibly have a critical eye for when you're so many years removed.
Right.
Like I'm trying to think of a good example. I just can't think of one. But there are. Let's take Escape from New York.
Right.
Not the world's best movie.
No.
However, the world's best movie. So but I'm way too close to that movie.
Sure.
I mean that's. There's a ton of stuff like TV shows. The original Battlestar Galactica, garbage.
It is total garbage.
But I'm so close to it because I watched every single one of them in the original broadcast when I was 6 or 7 months old.
Then how'd you feel with the reboot?
I didn't watch the reboot.
Because Starbucks a girl now?
No, just because I haven't had a chance.
No, I'm just saying because a lot of people got pissed off because Starbucks a girl. They don't want to watch
the girl. So
Katie Sackhoff. Very yum.
Yes.
All right. So,
did that just derail us? Did Katie Sackhoff
I'm
just
thinking
throw
about
the show
Katie
off course?
Sackhoff right now.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say that you hadn't seen Battlestar Galactica and be surprised at that, but I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of that later. You haven't seen that? So I want to express that. I want to save that outrage.
We'll save that for later because most of mine are TV shows in that regard.
Yeah, so. A little bit later we're going to discuss obviously all the new Doctor Who stuff that's coming up, and also the top 5 movies that we haven't seen, but it's obvious that everybody else has seen these things. Mm-hmm. So we'll get into that in a tiny bit. Finishing up with Robin Williams here. So, all right, Popeye. A lot of people think it's a piece of shit. Where are you with some of his other movies? I mean, as they went on, some of them got pretty bad. I like watching Jack, but I know it's not a good movie.
No, it isn't.
But I do. If it's on, I'll watch it. Like, it's not that bad for I'm saying I'm not going to watch it. Jumanji, the same thing.
I'll be honest with you.
Jumanji I like better than Jack.
I didn't see a lot of it, but my wife was a big fan of the show that he was on with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, I saw the whole thing.
I
thought it was great.
I liked the whole first season, especially when they brought in the brother from Everybody's Love is Raymond to give him some kind of a friend foil within the company. I thought it was a great show. I had no idea it was canceled until Robin died.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they sent the release out.
Yep. Yeah, it had been canceled, but that was a really great. I don't understand what happened with that show. I thought it was really, really funny.
I thought it was great when they got addicted to playing the video game.
Yeah.
And just around the clock, they're speeding on caffeine and other stuff, and they're just playing the fucking video game, multiplayer stuff. In work, at home, they can't function, and then they have to go to intervention.
Yeah, I thought it was clever.
Can we talk about that for a second? This is something I found out since Rob Williams died. Complete video game junkie.
World of Warcraft.
And World of Warcraft
And
is
Zelda.
actually. Did you hear the thing about World of Warcraft? They're actually going to put something in the game permanently to
honor him. But
in
there's
World of
there's
Warcraft.
also now rumor that they're going to do something within the Zelda franchise now too to honor him.
I'm guessing somewhere in Booty Bay because that's where everything goes. Booty Bay is where the Army of Darkness references are.
Right.
If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've played. But Booty Bay is they'll make him a goblin or something.
There's also a new expansion coming out in November.
Oh, really?
So so it could be part of that one as well.
He'd have to be a gnome.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
No,
well, it could be
goblin,
anything though. It could be a permanent NPC. It could be a statue or they have those things too. I mean, there's been a bunch of those different things that they've inserted in the game.
They'll insert a genie statue someplace that you can explore.
What
or something.
about his? What about him from Hook?
Oh yeah,
I was going to bring that up. So there's a movie that people are clearly divided on. You either hate Hook or you love Hook.
Oh my god, that movie's amazing.
I love Hook.
Yeah.
So most of the people in here,
I saw it in the theater, and then it was because it was Disney. It was one of those movies where they'd sell it for a little while on the VHS, and it went back into the vault until they decided 3 years later they could milk you all over again with some extra footage or whatever. I don't think I own Hook.
28 extra seconds.
Is Hook's not actually Disney though? Is it? Isn't it?
Hook is not Disney.
It's Universal.
It's not Disney?
I think.
No,
No, I think it's Universal.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I thought it was a Disney
Not
movie.
Disney.
No.
Wow, I'm just full of misinformation.
That's all right. You're
but I
allowed.
do have some other information.
Go for it.
Just out of curiosity, when he died the next morning,
right?
I looked up on Amazon to see where his movies were ranking on the list, and they weren't as high as I thought they were. So I figured people would be going to buy it and everything. So I go and I check on some of the movies, 1 hour photo, all that, all sold out.
Yep. Yeah.
That's why it's not even ranking, because everyone just bought everything. And Amazon, when do you see Amazon have to wait on an entire catalog to refurbish, to restock, and then send everything out?
If they were smart, they'd put them all on Prime immediately.
On the front page with a 10% discount if
Yeah.
you bought more than 3 at the same time.
Hook is still one of the movies that gets me a little misty.
Yeah, man, that scene. There's
There's only two. There's only two, but there's which is the scene for you?
It's the same. It's the Oh There You Are.
Oh, There You Are,
Oh,
Peter?
There You Are, Peter. It gets me every
and
time.
those 6 or 7 little lost boys are running back and forth between Rufio and him, like which side of the line they're going to go on.
Right.
And they're all like, "Wow, look! If we just smush out his old ass face, it's Peter Pan under there." That's what gets
when
me
they just
misty.
push
When they do that. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good stuff. Well, if you can buy it somewhere, buy it, because you're not getting it on Amazon
Yeah, I
right
think I
now.
own it
Everything's
already.
sold
I don't
out.
think I own it on Blu-ray though. I'll have to upgrade.
Is it released on Blu-ray?
I assume.
Adrian, why don't you hit that music there?
Ooh, I know that song.
It's a big week going into next Saturday, August 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern on BBC America. It's the return of Doctor Who Season 8 with a brand new Doctor in Peter Capaldi. How do we feel about this?
I need to stop you right there. This is not Season 8.
It is Season 8.
It is not Season 8.
We're not going to
The show has been on since 62.
No, they're not counting the old seasons as part of the new count.
I think it's crap. They can bring the doctors from those seasons on specials, but then they're only going to count it as Season 8?
Yep.
I have such a huge
Says
problem
the
with
one
the way
guy
this
who doesn't
franchise.
watch the show.
Yeah, but this is my contribution.
Okay.
Deal with it for a minute and a half, and then I shut up.
Are you comparing
until
this to like when they renumber comic book series?
It is. That's a really excellent analogy, and coming from you, Eric, it's kind of a miracle. So, yeah, that's exactly what it is. You don't ignore the other 35 years or 40 years of a show.
I don't think they've been ignoring it at all, and if anything, I think they've been going out of their way to include certain lore and certain things into the current reboot.
Then
continuation.
why-
It's not even a
then
reboot.
why don't they say season 36 or whatever the hell it is?
Because you're not going to get new people to jump in on season 36. It's hard enough to get people
I'm
to
sure
jump in on
that's what-
season 3.
First of all, in the UK, everyone and their mother watches this TV
They're not
show.
selling to the UK anymore.
I know.
They're selling to the world. You tried telling Japan,
Just
jump
saying.
into season 36 of Doctor Who. Everyone's going to go, what the fuck?
First
Where do
of
I
all,
get 36 other seasons?
Doctor Who is so big right now, you could call it anything. Doctor Who season Ted, and people would still jump on. I think it's past that point.
All your friends that want to watch it on Netflix, the first question is, where do I start?
Where do I start?
And what are you going to say? Season 33.
Yeah.
No,
Start
with the beginning
start
of
with the
Doctor
episodes
Who
that are
on
lost
Netflix.
from
Does anybody in this room
1963.
know? Because I don't know. When the show originally aired, you know, when it started 50 years ago, 51 years ago at this point, or 50 years
I
ago,
think it's
whatever, 50
51.
plus.
Yep.
Were they calling them seasons? Was it
The UK has always been series, I thought.
Yeah, they were also by series.
Right.
And they weren't continuous series. Like
That's
they
what I
weren't
mean. It was
going
kind
like
of weird. And it was
September,
broken
August,
up.
that kind of thing.
And all the episodes didn't necessarily play back to back, right? There were like gaps between them and stuff like that. So I guess maybe the acknowledgement of seasons and now is because it's a bit more of a traditional or a modern format of a television season.
I get you. I think it would be more appropriate for this program if they did it by doctor. This is Doctor number...
This is Doctor 12.
12. So how about this is Season 1, and we'll do it the Marvel way. Season
Dr.
1.
12, Season 1?
Yeah, Doctor 12, Season 1.
As we get into this Doctor Who discussion here, 866-969-1969 if you want to call. We're also going to be giving away some stuff from BBC America, and Crazy Dog T-shirts gave us some Doctor Who stuff to give away as well. BBC America gave us some of these Comic-Con exclusive hats that they were giving away. You can't buy them anywhere unless you want to spend $90 on eBay. Then
Are they going for 90 on eBay?
I saw one, it was just
Christmas.
one dude. The rest of them were going like 30, 40.
The phones are lighting up.
Yes, people like free stuff. And then also,
Why would you not?
we do have some Arnold Schwarzenegger movie packs to give away as well. So we can do that.
What's that? I wasn't told there were Arnold Schwarzenegger movie packs.
Well, we'll get into that when we talk about our top 5 movies here.
There you
So
go.
we'll give it away.
That
But
works.
for now, let's give away the Doctor Who stuff.
Well,
we got a bunch of that to give away here. Peter Capaldi's The New Doctor. Now, this kind of falls into the confusion of what Kevin is saying because it's season 8 since the relaunch,
right?
But it's season 30, whatever. With the 12th Doctor. But he said, "Why don't you call it the 12th Doctor?" Because here's the problem: it's the 12th Doctor. It's his 13th regeneration, and it's his 14th body. So all over the place, there's nothing consistent with what's going on here.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So
call him Dr. 12
Thank you,
and
Moffat.
be happy with it.
Yes, Peter Capaldi. If you're not familiar with this gentleman, maybe you've seen the show
Doctor Who, where he appeared previously as not Doctor Who.
Maybe you've seen him on this British show, The Thick of It.
I haven't,
which
because
also had a
fucking
spin-off
Netflix
called
has
In the Loop.
Still not released it in the U.S.
There's ways around
I know
that.
there are
Aren't you
ways
doing
around
You
it.
got to get to iPlayer.
Yeah, I know there are ways around it. I'm just saying, Netflix
If you live in the
USA,
UK.
get on your shit and make it available for us that want to watch it.
Or you can buy it on Amazon. A lot of plugs for Amazon.
If they
here.
have it.
If they have it, yes. He plays Malcolm Tucker, who was the spin director of media for the Prime Minister. They also had a spin-off called In the Loop, a movie too, a whole bunch of stuff. Like everybody in the UK knows this dude. I don't know if I don't know. He was not in the Harry Potter series.
No, he was one of the few.
I was thinking
that
of one because
the Harry Potter series.
That was just the UK's
Everybody
going.
else was.
We have a bunch of actors that are going to be in every movie that we put out in this series.
How
and he
great would
wasn't
it
one
be
of them.
if she casts him now in that new one that's coming out, the Strange Creatures and Mythical Beasts or whatever it is?
He did a 2-parter episode in Walking Dead. If you know that or not,
Yep.
I gave up in Walking Dead
So
in
did I.
season 3.
Well, you're all foolish.
He was the doctor for WHO,
for who?
The World Health Organization
In World War Z.
That's
right.
He's in the Musketeers, the BBC series.
That's right. Who does he play on that? Do you know?
He's the Cardinal.
The Cardinal.
Okay.
What else? does he do?
Richelieu, yeah.
Here's ties to Doctor Who. He was in several episodes of Torchwood. If you're familiar with
I
that.
thought you were going to say several episodes of Doctor Who, which he was in.
He was in one episode for
Pompeii.
Fires of Pompeii.
Yeah.
Right, he was in there. And they're supposed to explain it. I don't know if it's this season or season
Or at
9.
some point,
but they're going to
yeah.
tie it in together on why he was there and meeting David Tennant and,
Wow,
and all that
awesome.
stuff. So we're going really super nerdy on this here and a little deep. So let's pull it back a bit. He's in a
we don't
whole
want to
new...
get deep.
Season 8, I guess, is the... He's in a whole new regeneration cycle. I don't know if this is 1 again or if it's 13. The numbering is wrong on
Before
this.
you say that, I think we should probably say that this does premiere next Saturday, the 23rd, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't think you said that yet.
I said it at the beginning.
No, let's take it back. Let's take it back to the Marvel way. This is the first. It's season 1 of Doctor Who with Peter Capaldi.
All right.
I didn't hear anything about this. Cassie in Houston?
Yeah, it's Cassie.
Cassie,
Hi,
how are
Cassie.
you? Jenna, what'd you hear about Jenna Coleman, who plays
I just,
Clara on the Doctor Who series?
Well, I just saw in the Mirror in the UK that it's saying she's quitting at Christmas.
Not a
So
surprise.
she'll do the Christmas special, and then I guess she'll be out.
So then they're going to start for the second half of the season? No, wait, they're going full season.
Yep.
They're not doing half and half, which I hate when television series do that, like they did with season 7.
Yep.
Like The Walking Dead.
Right. And
I hate
Mad
having to
Men.
wait in between.
That's just a ploy to sell more DVDs.
Yep.
So she'll be gone by the Christmas special.
That's
yeah,
interesting.
they're saying that
too
they're
bad.
going to go
She's
ahead
cute.
and have her exit then.
Is it a rumor or has it been confirmed? Do we know?
I don't think it's been confirmed.
It's also the
yet,
Mirror,
but-
so how credible is that?
Well, yeah, there's a couple different ones that are coming out now, but it just broke about 2 hours ago.
Cassie, Cassie, are you near a computer right now?
I am.
Could you check Latino Review and see if they're saying that?
Do not go there.
No.
Because that would confirm it.
Their rumors are rumors.
They are, but it doesn't surprise me too much.
No, I actually think it kind of makes sense. The only thing I'm surprised by is that means they have to wrap up her story in a handful
How are
of
they gonna
episodes.
do it?
Right. Because I kind of thought that might play out for the full season and then wrap at the end of the season. Then I expected a new companion maybe for 9. So they've got to wrap it up in how many episodes now?
Well, something that's interesting
I
now
have an
that
answer. Cancer.
Oh, that's
terrible.
Oh, wow.
Something that's interesting with her being, I guess, announcing that she's going to be let go or she's leaving or whatever. I just rewatched Time of the Doctor.
Okay.
The last part of the trilogy ending the last series in the 50th anniversary and all that. They say towards the end that they do her little monologue thing and she says, my job was to save the Doctor. My story is done. And then it went into the Doctor regenerating and ending the series. So foreshadowing, I guess, that they're writing her out and they're going to move on.
Legit.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he foreshadows with everything. Everything in the show. You got to pay attention to.
It's time travel.
It is.
Well, I still think she's related somehow to like the first Doctor, the second Doctor. I'm not convinced that she's not like the granddaughter of the first Doctor in some other.
I don't think she's
form
family.
or
I think
something
she was
like that.
just an entity that had to
All
be
right.
there at that time. Cassie,
Well,
you're a big Doctor Who fan, right?
I am.
All right. I want to give you. I'm going to give you some of the stuff from BBC America and Crazy Dog T-shirts for Doctor Who stuff, if you would like
awesome.
that.
Of course.
Finish what you were going to say, and then I'll put you on hold. We'll get your info.
No, I had read something the other day saying that somebody believed that whenever she was blown up with the Daleks and everything, that pieces of her were spread over time and space, and that's why she keeps pretty much somewhat regenerating, but as new people that can't remember the past life.
Like Groot.
I don't know. There's a whole lot of confusion.
All right. Thank you, Cassie. I appreciate it. I'm going to put you on hold, and we'll get all your info, all right?
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Let's go to Jack in Washington. Jack.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Jack.
Hey.
I heard that there was like a theory that there was going to be like a new Gallifrey, that the Doctor was gonna build a new Gallifrey to recreate the Time Lords.
Well, the Time Lords are.
They're in a pocket
back.
universe
They're
right
sort
now.
of back, right?
Yeah, they're hidden away for now, and he has to find out where they went to. So they are technically rebooting or regenerating, however you want to phrase it, the Time Lords and his home planet of Gallifrey. Jack, how old are you?
18.
You're 18 years old?
He's worried about that contest.
It's okay. Listen, you don't have to be 18. Are you actually 18?
No.
Okay. You can tell the truth, man. It's okay. I'm guessing you're 11.
No.
What are you?
14.
14.
Okay, he's on the cusp.
Yeah.
They're about to drop. Don't worry about it. Jack, I'm guessing you or someone in your family is a fan of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold. We'll get your information. I'll send you some Doctor Who stuff.
That
all right?
was an excellent question, Jack. Good job, buddy.
All right, hang on there.
I'm being supportive.
Take line 4 there, Adrian, if you can.
It's the first time.
He's going to need a supporter soon.
This guy has been trying to call in for the last 4 shows, and I've been skipping it. But let's say hello to Ben in England, who wants to discuss Doctor Who Mania.
Okay.
Don't make fun of his accent.
Oh, there's no accent. Just try to see if you can understand any of the words he's going to say here.
Okay, I'm good at this.
All right.
Hello, Ben in England.
Chaps. Jolly good evening, chaps.
Oh.
Hi, Roland. How are you?
What is with the TARDIS? It scares me.
At Rolandos99 on Twitter if you want to give...
Unbelievable.
He got through finally. 4 weeks he's been trying, and I see that number pop up. I'm like, all right, we'll give him a shot.
We'll give him a shot.
So, we still got a couple other things here to give away. That's all fun and dandy.
Hey, don't blow your load right at the beginning.
Dude, I've got so much stuff. I'm backed up, if you will, on prizes, so I got to give away a lot of this stuff.
You want to use his TARDIS?
Please, if you could. Peter Capaldi, how do you all feel about him being the Doctor? Last year, they did this whole fanfare, the big announcement. They're going to announce who the doctor is. Even before the previous doctor was ready to go, Matt Smith had just announced he was leaving when we thought he was going to be there for season 8. Turns out he wasn't. Peter Capaldi is brought in. How do we feel about going back to an older doctor?
How do you think I feel? Betrayed, bewildered. It's from a Ron Williams movie. Come on, I'm tying it all together.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm actually very much okay with it. As much as I loved David Tennant and as much as I loved Matt Smith, and I did love both of them, I still say that I really loved Christopher Eccleston. And I thought Christopher Eccleston was... I still think Christopher Eccleston in a lot of ways was kind of the scariest doctor.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Right? And I think that Capaldi is going to go back to that just outright scary. Like, he'll have his charming moments, and he'll be funny when he needs to be. But, like, Eccleston, I wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley, and I think I'll feel the same way about Capaldi.
Well, Eccleston looks like he'd beat the shit out of you.
That's what I mean.
But Capaldi looks like he'd pull some Emperor Palpatine strings and make you kill yourself. Like, he's creepy.
Right, which is fucking scary.
Isn't that the idea? They want to get darker and kind of change it up a little bit?
More like Batman, which is what they do with everything now. So,
it'll never be like Batman.
It's not a joke.
I agree. That's been a trend in movies. I don't think Doctor Who is going to go that way. They're fun. It knows it's fun. It's going to stay fun, and it's just going to be a little bit slower.
I hope so, because when they introduced him, he looks okay, but when you see him as the Doctor, he looks much older than what he is in real life, and I think it kind of compares to like the first 2 Doctors, where it's an older guy, he's gruff and grumpy all the time. I thought it wasn't going to be as much fun when they announced it was him, and they had a nice trend of skewing younger, more funnier, wackier, and all that stuff.
That's an important thing to know. I don't want to cut off.
Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say was, and I think that they're taking a big risk here by skewing older, because they have a humongous worldwide teen girl audience.
Exactly.
That has grown out of Matt Smith and David Tennant,
right?
And I think they're taking a humongous risk here. With
I thought
Capaldi.
the same exact thing. I was like, yeah, exactly, with the young girl audience, and then America finally coming on board with all of this and generating a lot more interest and importance, as you see in the last few seasons of stories. A lot more stuff has been happening in America, so they're trying to cater to the United States more than UK and Europe. And to go back to the older guy when you just got all these girls and younger people on board, they might be going, what the fuck?
Well,
see, but I think...
No, I think they have Jenna Coleman to still keep that audience, right?
Right.
That's right. And I think they want to change that dynamic. They don't want it to be a possibly...
Jenna Coleman is not... as far as the story goes, I guess she was important, but as far as the fan base goes, was not important enough to be like an Amy Pond or a Rose Tyler, where they wanted shirts, they wanted artwork, they wanted figures, all those things that generated money. The younger audience does not really care about his current companion.
All right. I just want to say, I think that they think that they've already hooked their audience, right? And now Peter Capaldi is the Guardians of the Galaxy, because he's the guy out of left field that they didn't expect.
Right.
And I haven't seen any indication that the fan base has recoiled, is dying down,
and you know why you
upset.
haven't? Because it hasn't premiered yet.
You know what, though?
I
expected...
Well, we saw the trailer so far. I mean, they were little teases, but now they showed an official trailer where he's dressed like Rip Van Winkle at some point, and then there's a dinosaur walking through London.
Oh, because there's never been a dinosaur in Doctor Who before. But I think, as soon as they made the announcement, I think as soon as they made the announcement, literally, like, the minute they made the announcement, if there was going to be a huge backlash, you would have known about it already. The internet does not wait for shit to come out to complain about it.
No, they don't.
We know that. The people complain at the first sight of the first cape of a fluttering Superman grumpy on the top of a building. They don't need to see the movie
Is it fair
to be upset.
to say the internet will complain when they know the background of a person and if they're right or wrong for a part, where in this situation, the UK knew this guy. He's almost like royalty over there. But the United States looks at this guy and go, we don't know who this guy is. We really never heard of him. So how do we know if we hate the guy or not?
I don't think you're giving us enough credit. As a viewing audience.
I'm saying this so that's why we didn't jump on it, and we being America, didn't jump online and start complaining, saying this is outrage, why didn't we go with another young guy?
I don't think it's going to be as big a deal as some people are.
I think the Doctor Who fandom in the U.S. is so new that if there's any more Doctor Who, people are happy. I don't think anyone knows to hate it yet.
I think
they just want it to premiere, and they want more episodes, and eventually they could decide.
Out of the gate, yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I think out of the gate, you're absolutely correct. However, I think over time, it's going to be like, you know what? I really like watching Matt Smith and having a bow tie and a fez.
You hear that through every Doctor, because when Chris Eccleston left and it became David Tennant, within that first season, people were saying, I really like Chris Eccleston. I'm not sure about David Tennant.
There's always a transition.
There's always a
That's when
transitional
the teen
period.
girl thing happened with David Tennant.
Right.
And then they followed it up with that cutie Matt Smith.
Right.
So I think, like I said, I still maintain they're gonna take a hit, I think.
I also think that him being older is going to be very important to the storyline.
Yeah.
And I think that what we learned in, was it Night of the Doctor? Was that the one with the Eighth Doctor?
The Eighth Doctor
lead-up,
returning.
Right? Where you kind of got that indication that maybe he has a little bit of control over the regeneration. And then the whole bit with the Fourth Doctor being the curator, and maybe that's really him in the future. What I think is that the story needs an older, more sophisticated, perhaps a little bit scarier Doctor. And so they're going to make it just a great natural part of the story. He'll stick around for a season and a half. I don't think he's going to be around for 3 or 4 seasons. Season and a half, 2 seasons maybe, and then they'll move on. Maybe they'll go back to someone pretty at that point when it makes more sense. But I think for now it makes sense, and I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Listen to you with a male companion, right?
Neil Gaiman has a chance, which I'm okay with, by the way. Every episode that he's written thus far, I've enjoyed. So I'm on board with Neil Gaiman. But if he has a chance, I think he'd probably take a crack at a female Doctor.
866-969-1969. We might be going way over the edge here. Uh-oh. No, we fell off the edge with being really into Doctor Who here. Let's go to Pete in Utah. Pete, what can we do for you?
Hey, Rock. Just you guys kind of answered my question on how geeky you guys got with Doctor Who. But
The answer is 2.
But I think with any new Doctor, you guys just talking last bit, even when I grew up in England with Petrie, and then even when Tom Baker came off, who people think is the ultimate Doctor Who, it still took even me as a kid a while to buy into it. And I think as soon as people buy into anything, it's just going to explode.
Anybody?
No.
Well, I think it's possible, but I do think people are a little confused, but I think they'll give the guy a chance.
I think the Doctor that he mentioned is the one with the scarf, right?
Right, Baker.
Yeah. He was
the most famous one.
He was the one. Yeah, he was the one that really made it something in the U.S. And I remember in that time period going to maybe my first or second Star Trek convention ever and seeing literally a fist fight between Whovians and Trekkies. It wasn't a Star Trek convention. It was like a science fiction convention. So
sure, that wasn't a slap fight.
It wasn't a slap fight. It was a fist fight. And I remember thinking, why on earth would these people be so obsessed about this show with the guy with the scarf?
Right.
So,
but that was also back at the time too when PBS started bringing a lot of the British libraries over, because you had Monty Python, you had Red
Dwarf,
you had Keeping Up Appearances, all these things like in a block that you would, and they used to show Tom Baker and Peter Davison's Doctor Who on PBS there. What are we reading there?
I'm just, someone is calling you out a bit.
Is this Dirk?
Yeah, on the interwebs.
I saw Dirk's thing.
Peter Capaldi was in Waking the Dead, a UK show.
Oh, I wrote down Walking Dead,
the US show.
And wait. I want to point out that you agreed.
Yeah,
You're like, I saw that episode. That was a good one.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
I may have nodded my head in agreement. I don't think I said anything.
Well,
I'm glad I said I didn't watch the show. I can't get thrown under the bus.
You know what? Can I just say this, though? The makeup in Walking Dead is so good, it could have been Peter Capaldi.
All right.
See? There, I'm out.
There's always room for growth and learning.
Sure.
And this was one of those instances. So Dirk gets a plug. Dirk NL on Twitter for calling me out on not knowing the complete history of Peter Capaldi. So I apologize.
If you have any additional questions for Dirk DL at Twitter, serious questions only for Dirk DL on Twitter.
All right. Let's go to Chris on Long Island. Chris.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
I kind of touched it for a second, but I broke my leg, and I'm going to be sitting on a desk at work for a little while, and been meaning to get into this show because everybody talks about it, but what season should I really start at to understand everything and not be totally lost?
1963 season.
No.
Start right there.
Do not listen to Big Kev on this one here. Because even if you're one of those people like myself, when you want to join a series, like I need to start from the very beginning and plow the way through.
Not this one.
You can't do it with Doctor Who because so many of those old reels, kinescopes, whatever they're called, were lost because they just decided to bulk or they destroyed the things rather than...
Just one season.
No, there was a couple of specials and everything, too. They got a lot back.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the history of it, they lost a lot of stuff.
They got all that stuff from Africa last year.
Right.
Yeah, they're still finding things in random BBC.
But they have the audio of those shows. Do you know about this? They have the audio of some of the missing shows, just the audio tracks.
But they've been filling in the gaps with photos of the consistency photos and set shots. So when the parts of the episode that transition into different scenes, they don't have the film, they'll just show stills of like the doctor and his companion looking off into the woods like they're on like in the Amazon something, and then you hear the whole serial of what's going on. But you do not start back in the 60s. You start on Netflix. You have Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, here's how it goes. Really simple. I'll even put this online later because a lot of people do ask. You're starting with the 9th Doctor.
That's right.
But it's the first season since the relaunch.
If you look on Netflix, it's 2005. It's Doctor Who 2005. Yep. That's what you're
Here's
looking for.
Here's what you do. You go, seasons 1 is the 9th Doctor. 2 through 4 is the 10th Doctor, but you don't go to the 5th Doctor in season 5 because there's 4 specials between the 4th and the 5th. You have to watch those 4 specials. Then you can do 5, 6, 7. Then you watch before Day of the Doctor, Night of the Doctor.
He's right, though.
And if you go to Wikipedia,
6, you want to skip the first 4 episodes, and then you want to go back.
No, if you go to Wikipedia and just go episode list, it'll tell you the break order.
And Netflix is missing.
It's almost like trying to watch with Star Wars, the true way to watch Star Wars.
No, there's only one way to watch Star Wars. 4, 5, and 6.
I was just saying, that's what I
and
you
be
stop
wary.
that too.
Be wary.
You're going to have to go to YouTube in the middle.
Be wary, because there's one episode.
Because Night of the Doctor is on the Day of the Doctor DVD.
Yes,
you can watch it
but there's one episode, one of the David Tennant specials is not on Netflix.
Yep.
It's not The Waters of Mars.
It's on Amazon Prime, though.
The Day of the Dead, Land of
Planet of the Dead.
Waters of Mars?
Is it Waters? It's one of those ones.
I think it is.
Yeah, I thought it was the one with the.
I think it's the Waters of Mars one.
You don't know shit.
All right, Chris, best of luck to you. I'm going to put you on hold. I'll send you some Doctor Who stuff to get you started, all right?
Thank you, man.
Okay, hold on. Get line 3 there, Adrian.
I can do Ivan with one word. If you want to go to Ivan's call.
Where's Ivan? Right there. Ivan in Scranton. Ivan, you're on.
Hey, what's going on, E-Rock? How you doing, man? Big fan. I just wanted to ask you, you haven't really touched on it at all. I'm not a Doctor Who fan, so this is going to come out of left field and hopefully break it up because I don't know anything you're talking about. But have you checked out, or are you planning on checking out the new series Gotham on Fox with the whole Batman thing? And if you are, if you're interested in it, what do you think about it?
I can sum up the Gotham in one word. Crap.
Kevin, you hung up on him. I apologize. Oh, you dick.
What? I don't know how these things work. I'm out of practice. I was putting him on hold to give him a prize.
No. I watched Gotham. I saw the advance a couple of weeks ago.
Thank you for rubbing it in.
And I wasn't allowed to talk about it. Like I said, Fox wouldn't let me say anything. I'm still not allowed to say. No, they did some stuff at Comic-Con, so I can, I guess, talk about it.
I think you're allowed to say that you saw it.
I saw it.
And you can give a brief opinion.
Everybody's in the first episode.
Everybody was in the first episode.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Everybody?
Almost everybody.
Guy with green hair, white makeup?
No, not
You
not
don't
that
see him
person.
through the season.
No.
Clayface.
However, that's the hard rumor right now.
Right.
Is that he is the season finale.
Yeah, every episode is going to have some sort of
bit or
that
clue
makes you think who it is.
And then at the end, it's going to be him.
I know what it is in the first episode. But.
Which is awesome, considering how, the actual story of that character, Batman can't be 9 and have that character exist.
Yeah.
So
it's prepubescent Batman.
Yeah.
Batboy.
Batman year -12.
It's going to be Joker Lad.
Let's go to Autumn in New Hampshire.
Little
Autumn.
Gotham would be a better show.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Autumn.
I'm good. I wanted to call in and talk about the newest Doctor that's coming on, Peter Capaldi.
Okay.
I'm super excited to actually have him come on because I know we've had a lot of the younger Doctors, which means a lot of tension between the Doctor and their companion.
Right.
Sexual tension, which is actually really annoying for a lot of the plot line to me.
Autumn?
Yeah?
How old are you, dear?
I'm 15.
You are 15 years old, huh?
Yep.
Are you now? Listen, you don't have to actually be 15, so you can say what you really are. It's okay.
15.
Okay, all right.
See, there you go.
See?
Autumn
There you
clearly is an excellent at making my point.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people who are annoyed online. I don't really go on the board or any of that kind of stuff. That are annoyed that their relationship always seems to be romantic. So if this is an older doctor, they're going to change up that dynamic a little bit.
Was the relationship between Matt Smith and Karen Gillan romantic?
It's always a little.
No, that was more
creepy.
like.
Yeah,
it was almost
creepy.
like
threesome?
father and daughter, or brother and sister.
Yeah, it was
kind of
like brother and sister.
Yeah. But then it got weird at the end in the finale because they're holding each other's face. I'm like, are they going to?
Listen, I'm going to say this right now.
Yeah.
I did not really like Amy Pond as a companion. I was a much bigger Rory fan.
Yes.
Than I was Amy Pond. So hate me if you will, Doctor Who fans. I did not really like Amy Pond at the end of the day.
What was that, Steve?
Rory actually did stuff.
Yes, he died, and then waited 1,000 years for the ungrateful bitch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
However,
Rory
Karen
Roman
Gillan
was my
was
favorite.
gorgeous.
I'm sorry, who was your favorite?
Rory.
See, there you
Good
go.
choice, good choice.
Autumn, you're a good person, and I like you.
And for the teenage girls, they're always going to have the companion's boyfriend.
Of course.
To fawn over if that's what...
Of course.
Yeah.
Autumn, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you some Doctor Who stuff to get you ready for season 8.
All right, thank you.
Okay, hang on. That's line 5. We'll take care of her. And let's go to Andrew in Atlanta, who's been waiting for almost 40 minutes.
I was going to say,
Andrew,
how do
hi.
you not take that first call?
Yeah, I actually had a big Simpsons question and a quick aside about Doctor Who.
Okay.
No one in here knows anything about those two topics, sir.
How dare you?
Yeah, right. The Simpsons thing was I had seasons 1 through 16 on DVD and lost them. I'm wanting to go ahead and start buying The Simpsons again. But
How did you lose them? That's a lot of DVDs to lose.
Did you? Are you a gambler, sir?
No. Went through depression and lost my stuff when I moved, so a bunch of shit like that. But what format do I get? Like, do I go Blu-ray, or I tried looking on Amazon Instant Video?
Weren't they just released somewhere?
They're all coming out on FXX.
That's it.
In
Right.
like a
The
day
marathon
every
starts next week, which is a great place for me to plug my Simpsons special on August 23rd that's going on. And because Doctor Who is live at that point, there's no point in talking about Doctor Who while it's on. So I'm going to celebrate the Simpsons. FXX is going to be helping out, and the creator of NECA Toys will be here.
Oh,
and they're
the
going to bring
creator of NECA Toys?
the guy who created the company.
Oh.
He's coming in here. Not the toys itself, but he's coming in. He's bringing some of his guys, and he's going to have the new wave of Simpsons toys and some other stuff.
Cool.
He'll be coming in. That's next week.
We know that,
As
dude.
for your question, it depends. Like, if you're in this depression and you lost everything, do you have like a computer? Because that's going to take up a lot of shit if you're going to do some kind of digital download. You're probably just better looking on eBay or just buying the DVDs again.
Or waiting for FXX.
I think FXX is going to have, if you have a cable subscription or anything, I think you can just go to their website and pick any episode ever.
And just stream it right off the site?
I think that's their big play. They're going to marathon it on the channel that no one has.
Right.
But if you have it, you can go to the app or the website and just pick whatever
Like they
episode
used
you
to
want.
do with South Park.
Yeah, like South Park Studios used to be able to go to the website, pick whatever you want. I think they're trying to do that with
Well, there you go. There's a
FXX.
cost-effective way. You can wait for the marathon that starts Thursday on FXX, and then
Get out
figure
your VCR.
Yeah, figure out what cable company permission you need, and you can just stream everything off the site then.
Use the SLP mode to tape.
Did you
So
have the remote that
get the
plugs
6
into the
hours.
little plug and you got to carry it across the room?
No, I never had that one.
Emerson VCR. Nobody ever had those.
Was that a top
Was that the
loader?
2-part one?
Huh?
Was that a 2-part that had a camera that went with it?
No, mine was silver with colored buttons, and the remote you had to plug in like a headphone jack and drag it across the room. So you sat there with a cord.
Was it a top loader?
No, it was a regular side loader.
It's weird.
Also, you said you're a fan of Doctor Who, or you're starting Doctor Who?
Actually, no. The thing about that is I'm not real big on Doctor Who, but my girlfriend started watching about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and she's finishing up the last episode of season 7 tonight.
Okay.
And I would be like the biggest hero in the world if I could win a shirt for her.
We all ran out of stuff. How do I hang up on this guy? No, I'm going to put you on hold, Andrew. We'll send you some Doctor Who stuff.
My girlfriend.
Okay, that's real cool.
Okay, no problem there.
My girlfriend, George
Line
Glass.
From Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
That's right.
Scott.
Her name is Alberta. She lives in Vancouver.
Scott The Rock.
Oh.
The Rock.
From New York.
How are you, sir?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm your unfunny cousin. We've never met, though, before.
Okay.
I like to talk about
Starting off
Doctor.
accurate.
I don't give a shit. Let's talk about one more English show that everybody says they watch, yet nobody watches.
No, there's a lot of
guys
people that
actually
watch
Doctor
this.
Who?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And
that
other
what we're
BBC
talking about?
shows. I like Red Dwarf.
I enjoy Red Dwarf.
Father Ted.
Spaced.
Oh, you guys might
Father Ted.
Father Ted.
All these British BBC shows.
Yeah, how dare we? We're un-American.
I'm
Very
sorry.
un-American.
Should we
How
watch?
dare you.
So you
might
think
be
you
too
could
smart.
dance?
No, we should all watch
The
Two
alternative
and a
is-
Half Men.
The alternative is I could watch another episode of The Quest.
Listen.
I'm addicted.
No, hold on, Scott. If you're gonna have a Duck Dynasty watching party, I'll come down and hang out. You just gotta let me know when it is, son.
We got the barbecues. We got the jack.
All right.
That alligator make your pecker hard as a Chinaman's dream.
Scott, did you used to wrestle?
What's up?
Did you used to wrestle?
Man, only in my underwear with my gay friends, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
No, that's there.
Well, thank you for
might be.
thank you for your call, Scott. I do appreciate it. If anybody wants to flood the lines, I have a couple more prize packs. We'll give those away before we get out of here. Peter Capaldi, do you realize that he was in a punk band growing up?
No.
What band?
He was in a Scottish punk band called Dream Boys, and the drummer
not a
in the
good name.
band was Craig Ferguson.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, I think I did know that.
Did you know this?
That's really cool.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah,
I remember
something
hearing about that.
Well, I got one of the singles that they put out. It's 1970s quality vinyl. The song's called "Outer Limits" by the Dream Boys. Peter Capaldi singing lead.
Yeah.
I'd listen to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds like 1970s punk.
That's him singing.
Musical episode of Doctor Who.
It's probably going to happen.
Once more with feeling.
They'll be walking around the TARDIS. They can't find him. He's just in the room there, playing the drums,
He's a
hanging
lonely
out,
man.
de-stressing.
I died.
We're going to get Hugh Laurie on then to play the piano in some capacity.
There you go.
Have a nice British sci-fi band.
But nobody watches those British shows.
Nobody.
No.
Nope.
If we want to get to this
Sherlock,
quick, we're
not
gonna
a
have
single
to
soul.
Do you have time to get to anything, quick?
I know.
Muppets.
I don't have enough time ever.
You have 1 minute,
Maybe
sir.
one day they'll give it. No, everything ran late on this channel, so we're running late here a little bit. I'm not,
All right.
I'm not cutting myself off at 9 o'clock.
Lock the door.
All right,
He's a rebel.
We'll skip that. We will
Pirate
go
radio.
to. Let's see if we can crank through this pretty fast here. The top 5 movies that you've watched that nobody else has watched. I assume
think you
all
got
made
that
your
wrong.
list.
No, you got
right
it backwards.
backwards.
Isn't
All right,
it?
top 5 movies. Yes,
you
you're right.
didn't-
Wow,
that you
I'm really
didn't
out of
watch.
it. That I didn't watch, or we didn't watch, that everybody obviously has watched.
But that's
Yeah.
also a good topic.
And I've been dealing with this for a long time because sometimes people will talk about a movie and then I'm like, I've never seen it. And then they yell at you for
I've
it.
got one. I've got one for Eric Nickel right off the bat. I had to cure him of it recently.
Which?
The Sound of Music.
Right. I've never seen this movie. And I don't know if you're looking at me in surprise or looking at me like you watched The Sound of Music.
No, in surprise.
In surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have
I didn't
one
know
that's-
which way the flow was
See?
going with
I have
this.
one that's
Yeah.
relevant. I've never seen Dead Poet Society.
I've never seen Popeye or Hook.
I have never
There you
seen
go.
Patch Adams.
There you go.
Never
See,
seen it.
everybody's got a
That was
Robin
on my
Williams
list.
movie.
Tying things together.
So
I have never
get
seen
the movie.
Mine are TV.
I get the movie. Kevin comes over because he wants to watch. He wants to have a viewing party, so we have dinner and all this stuff. And as I'm watching the movie, certain things come up, and I go, "That song came from this movie." And I look over, and Kevin could not want me more dead just by looking at me, going, "Doe, that doe a deer,
Doe
female?"
Ray.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's from this movie? And I kept saying it every time, and more, he was just getting more and more pissed, and he would just go, yes, it's from this movie.
In that way, he does.
That just happened with me. I just crossed off Apocalypse Now from my list of movies that I hadn't
You
seen.
haven't seen that.
Did you watch the 6-hour version?
I
or
did.
no?
I watched the Redux, the 3.5-hour one, and that's the exact way I felt like, oh, that's where that quote's from. Oh, this is where that quote's from. Charlie Don't Surf.
It's like
All
catching
right.
up with culture.
Exactly.
All of a sudden.
Exactly.
I'll give you a few off my list here and see if any of this falls. And this one, Matt figured out last week because I was talking about the horror block that came from Nerd Block, which is a subscription thing where they send you toys and all the cool stuff every month. They have a horror block, which is their version. It's just all horror stuff. And in the block was a T-shirt for this company that I had no idea what it was. And then I find out, so I was saying, like, what is Frog Brothers? Like, I had no idea, right?
What?
And I said,
That was my
what is this
reaction.
vampire hunting thing from Santa wherever, California? And he goes, you've never seen Lost Boys? And I go, no, I never saw Lost Boys.
that's insane.
And that's what
Maggots,
everyone else told me.
Michael.
I have not been more shamed by admitting that by people when they're yelling like I committed some kind of horrible atrocity that
Do you
I've not seen Lost
understand
Boys.
that that's the first movie featuring both Corys?
and Alex Winters. We just got to give Alex Winters
That's
credit.
true, yeah.
And Kiefer Sutherland, the baddest ass vampire.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Have you seen it yet?
I have the shirt and the movie, but I haven't watched it. I still haven't watched it.
What else is on your list?
Okay, this
We could
might
shred you about those.
Yeah, this is going to be right up Kevin's alley. I have not seen Top Secret.
What?
Have not seen it.
Go on.
I own it. Have not seen
I'm
it.
not as surprised by that one.
Yeah,
I feel like
how do you have Comedy Central in the 90s
I know.
and not see Top
Where
Secret?
Penn Jillette was the voiceover guy?
Yes.
It was one of the 6 movies that they had.
Exactly.
so-
That just one of the guys.
Real Genius.
Real Genius is also on the list of movies at Comedy Central. You didn't have Comedy Central, did you?
I did. I just didn't. You know when I started watching it? When Mark Maron was hosting a Monty Python marathon for New Year's. It went like 3 days straight of just nonstop Monty Python. And I was like, oh, I like Comedy Central. This is great.
I've got one when I was thinking of this list. I've never seen Scarface.
Wow.
I'm not really shocked about that.
But
that's not a shocker.
But I like a lot of those
the campy movie that everyone thought was going to be serious, but it's just the awful campy movie that everybody has seen.
But I feel like
that's like not
everybody
seeing
has
Swamp
seen that
Thing
in some capacity.
I have one similar to
Which,
that.
by the way, I have not seen Swamp Thing.
It's not like Swamp Thing,
No,
for God's sake.
Scarface?
Yeah,
that's a
what he just
fairly
compared.
significant movie, I think.
No, I'm
Campy
saying as far as the
aside.
campiness and awfulness, it's like
I've never
Swamp
seen
Thing.
Scarface.
I have never seen the Godfather trilogy.
Wow.
Any of them. Yeah.
That's a big.
That's like a confession, I know.
That
but
is a confession.
Don't tell that to any adult. And we're
I
not
know.
including ourselves.
I know.
Any of our parents will yell at you for that.
Somehow, I don't know.
Mine are TV.
Horse head in your bed tomorrow.
Mine are TV. I have 3. I've never seen Breaking Bad. I've
doing it
never
wrong,
seen.
so.
You should.
I've
Doing it
never
wrong.
seen Lost, and
That
I
was a
have
little
never
shocking.
seen. I have not seen the Battlestar Galactica remake yet.
I would say Breaking Bad, Battlestar, and I love Lost, but I think that the water cooler talk is what made Lost awesome.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
Lost
the
now that you
community
can
was
just
awesome.
marathon it.
You got to find a couple of friends and watch it with them.
And now I could just watch The Leftovers apparently, and
No,
just get
please
the
don't.
same whole vibe.
Don't waste your time.
No, unless you want to see Eccleston.
I've never seen Pretty in Pink. When I was thinking of that range of movies.
Wow.
Never seen Pretty in Pink.
How do you miss a Hughes movie?
I don't know.
You've seen Beethoven,
I know,
though.
but I was really thinking. I was really thinking of like things that like everybody always talks about. You know, and I've seen Breakfast Club. Never seen Pretty in Pink.
Up until about 5-6 years ago, the only John Hughes movies I've seen was Weird Science. And was Ferris Bueller his too?
Yes.
Those were the only 2.
And Home Alone.
And Home Alone. You've never seen Home
Oh,
Alone?
I did see Home Alone. Okay,
Yeah.
but I didn't see the classic ones from the 80s.
Not
I
even
didn't
Breakfast,
see. I didn't see Breakfast Club. I haven't seen 16 Candles,
Yep.
Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire. Was that his too?
No. Same
Right.
cast, different
Okay,
director.
well, in that genre then,
Right.
and the John Hughes stuff, I hadn't seen all those movies until about 5-6 years ago. And that was also like telling me I punched a girl in the face because they were like, "How dare you?" You know,
it is like punching.
But at least you
a girl
saw
in the face.
Weird Science. You saw the important
that
one.
was the first one I think I've ever saw until Ferris Bueller. Because they used to show Weird Science on HBO over and over, or Showtime, one of the 2.
Yeah,
that's all of them.
I've never seen
Aliens. I just love the scene where they're standing in the
Wow.
shower.
I've never seen it. I've never seen Alien. I've seen
That just
Alien.
stopped the room.
I've seen Alien 3. I've seen Alien 4.
How did you
miss
How did you do
Aliens?
Alien 3?
Because here's what happened. I started late in the game. I watched Aliens 3, and I thought, this is a pile of shit. And then I watched Aliens 4, and I'm like, what the hell am I even doing? And then I heard more and more, oh, the first 2 are good. So I went, all right, I watched the first one, really liked it, haven't gotten to see Aliens yet.
Yeah, I don't see.
Prioritize your life, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. sir. I don't see seeing the sequel without having seen the originals first.
I saw the
no
sequel
one-
to something without seeing the original.
Okay, but let me just give you an example. No one has seen Empire Strikes Back and has then not wanted to see Star Wars to find out how the hell they got there.
I don't think it's not that he doesn't want to, right? He just hasn't.
Exactly,
made
yeah,
the time,
it just
which
hasn't
I think is really a poor excuse. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Make the time, but
Just as long as
just
we're
saying. I
on the
like
same
you,
page there.
but make the time.
What was
Understandable.
yours?
I'll watch
What was
Pretty in
your
Pink if you
sequel?
watch Aliens.
Together.
Same time.
What was your sequel?
This will be.
Don't dress it up.
I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not. I'm just. I'm stressing
he's
the importance
awkward.
of this.
I know.
This will
Making
be
it
up
worse.
along the lines of Aliens here. I've never seen the first Terminator. I started with T2.
I did that.
And
I
you
did
know
that.
why? Because the whole Guns N' Roses hype around it, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to see this movie. And I went and saw T2, but I never saw the first one.
So I'm not
I still haven't
shocked.
seen the first one.
I think
nor the ones after that.
I think T2 is better than the first one.
I'm not shocked that you saw T2 first. I think a lot of people did, but I'm shocked that you haven't since gone back and watched.
And I haven't. I haven't watched
kind of
But you've
obsessed
seen the
about
third and
watching
fourth
them?
ones,
No,
haven't
I
you?
have not.
Oh,
I haven't seen the fourth
I did not
one.
go to the
I
screenings.
had to come
across this counter if that's the case.
And to round off my list here, Terminator is on that. These two are big 80s.
I'm getting the
going
Arnold
into the 90s movies. Say Anything, never saw.
What?
It was on today.
And High Fidelity, never saw.
High Fidelity was a bit more
understandable,
independent, and a little bit not quite as popular.
Yeah, I'll give you a
as
pass
Say
on High
Anything
Fidelity.
was. Say Anything was the John Hughes movie that wasn't made by John Hughes.
Yeah.
So
you have to seek out High Fidelity. Say Anything is thrown at
it's
you on
there.
every movie
It was
channel.
on. I wasn't even joking. It was literally on some cable channel today. I was watching a little bit.
Again, another movie I own, and some of you have been to my house and have seen all the movies that I have, and a lot of them I have not watched.
There are many, many movies.
I still have to watch. And I know Kevin has a similar library. You have a rather extensive DVD collection where he has a lot. I'm like, so tell me about this, tell me about I haven't watched that. The rappers are still on it. And he's like, I'll get to it at some point.
It's a collecting thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's a problem, is what it is.
But how many shitty movies have you watched multiple times instead of watching?
So I
It's a
have
whole other topic.
well, it is a whole other topic, but I'll throw mine out there.
Okay.
I have two guilty pleasure movies. Well, technically three, but I have the two I'll talk about are one is Euro Trip
and Escape from New York.
Love that.
No, not
Euro
Escape
Trip.
from. How dare you?
How do you not like Scotty
Escape
Doesn't
from
Know?
L.A. would be a guilty pleasure.
This isn't where I parked my car.
Escape from L.A. would be a guilty pleasure, but it isn't. It's just terrible.
Those two are on my list as well. New York and LA, never saw them.
That's what?
I never saw
How
Escape
are
from
we
New York and LA. I don't know.
Right.
And the other one is Troy.
Oh, wow.
Every time it's on, no matter what place in the movie it
You
is.
like Swords and Sandals.
It's not that I like swords. I like historical films. Yes, that's true. But there's just I don't know what it is about Troy in particular that I like, or Euro Trip for that matter.
I know what you like about Euro Trip.
Well, there's a few things to like about it. You made out with your sister. But those are my two. No matter where they are, no matter what, those are the two I'll talk about. I mean, they're shit movies that I'll leave on at any time.
Movies that are always on that you would watch. The Longest Yard, Adam Sandler's version.
Adam Sandler's version?
It's on all the time,
The
and for
Burt
some
Reynolds
reason,
version, maybe.
Every time it's on, for some reason, I'm like, I'm going to sit there and watch this. I've watched it, I think, 4 times in 2 weeks.
For me, Nothing But Trouble. Is that the one with Dan Aykroyd?
That Nightmare Fuel?
It is Nightmare Fuel.
Oh my God.
But for whatever reason, if it's on, especially if the Digital Underground, if that scene hasn't happened yet, I have to at least watch until All Around the World. Then I might make a decision to turn it off.
Tupac rapping, and then he flips it back again. Now he's Shock G. Nobody knows he's the same guy.
If that's on, for some reason, I feel compelled to leave it on. I don't know why.
It's unwatchable.
Yeah, that movie's terrible.
That and The Burbs. That's another one. If it's on, I feel compelled
I
to
can't
leave
do
it
that
on.
one either.
Oh, I love The Burbs.
Yeah.
Let's get
Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Any part that movie is on, I will watch it until.
I've
But
never seen
Tombstone is not a bad
You've never
movie,
seen
though.
Tombstone?
But that's a good movie.
Whoa.
But that's a good movie.
You have not seen Tombstone?
I heard that he hasn't watched it. I know. I'm an irresponsible friend.
Have you seen Tombstone? You're making it look like you have not seen Tombstone.
I have not seen Tombstone.
Scapegoat has not seen Tombstone.
But
here's the thing.
We can cure
Here's the
him.
thing. What's
Netflix?
nice when you tell someone, "Oh, you haven't watched this," is usually after they look at you like you punched someone in the face.
Yeah.
They say, "Well, come on and let's watch it."
Yeah, let's watch it.
It's nice. Yeah. So
I'll throw Young Guns in with it too. I know people of my generation grew up watching that. I thought it was just a bunch of douchebags. I didn't want to watch it. It seemed like a douchebag movie. I didn't want to watch it.
It gave us I can't even say his name. Mulroney. Dermot Mulroney.
And Emilio Estevez.
Do we need to call
Give us
911? Are
Emilio
you having a
Estevez. We
stroke?
had him already, but yeah,
And LDP's in
Young
that,
Guns.
right? Lou Diamond Phillips?
He is.
Yep.
Anything
And both of
LDP
them.
is in.
you just call him LDP.
LDP?
Yeah.
LDP.
Young Guns and Young
didn't
Guns
call them
2,
Mabamba,
sir.
'cause that'd be
There was a
racist.
sequel.
Yeah, I know, and I'm including that.
Bon Jovi was in. So
Bon Jovi had an album, and they said, "Let's just make a movie around the soundtrack." Here.
Pretty much.
Yeah. We're running out of time here, so let's give away the last of these things here.
Can I just
Brandon in Florida.
Duke
Brandon.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. You're a Doctor Who fan?
Definitely. I don't know how to come out the closet to my friends. You know, I'm in a predominantly black neighborhood.
You're gay too?
Coming out of the TARDIS.
Yeah, I gotta come out of the TARDIS. I love Doctor Who.
Should trademark that right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen many black guys or even black girls at conventions and things like that.
I was actually just going to correct you and say, have you ever been to a major pop culture convention?
Absolutely.
Because Doctor Who, I find, really just everybody there in some capacity likes it, unless you haven't seen it, and then you're that element.
Right.
A lot of the Asians.
He points to Kevin.
But I think all races, all sexual preferences, everybody likes Doctor Who.
I think geek
it's all right. Come out of the TARDIS.
Yeah, man,
do it.
Own it.
Get yourself a sonic screwdriver. Get yourself a TARDIS T-shirt. Walk down the street proud.
Get a scarf.
Rock your bow tie.
However, if you do get beat, I don't take responsibility.
Fezzes are
none
cool.
at all.
Fezzes are cool. So are bow tie.
Take Corinne's phone call. I have a good answer.
How much screwdriver?
Oh, look at you.
Brandon, I'm going to put you on hold. I'll give you one of the Doctor Who packs, all right?
See, he could sport it all.
Okay, hang on there.
If you give your friend a free T-shirt, then they'll like the show.
Corinne in Bayshore. Corinne.
Hi.
Hi.
What was your question?
I wanted to know what your guys' favorite Doctor Who was, like who your doctor was.
It said who? It said on the screen. It says, "Who's your favorite doctor?" I was going to answer Gregory House.
Dre.
For me, it's still Eccleston.
Also, good answer.
Mm-hmm. Matt says Eccleston.
Because I'm not familiar with the older stuff as much. So.
I'm going
that's
with
surprising.
I'm going with Tennant, and Matt Smith is a close second. Eccleston third, and
I'm going with River Song.
She counts. She's a
All
doctor.
right, fair enough.
It's just like you Googled it beforehand and
Now,
just
what are you
regurgitating.
surprised by? That I picked Eccleston?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Eccleston's my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I love Eccleston. I really wish he had more time on the show.
I had to tell people to skip Eccleston episodes to get into it, and they always go back and watch it.
Here's what I think. I like Eccleston. I did not like the writing then.
I want to say.
I don't think it's his
I want to say
acting
War
chops.
Doctor. Might be up there too.
John Hurt is good.
I think I'd love to see more independent, individual episodes like specials with
What
the
about
War
the Eighth
Doctor.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I liked him in the special. I didn't like him in the movie.
Okay. Corinne, I'll give you the last prize pack that I got
Who's
here,
yours,
okay?
Corinne? Did she answer? Who's
Thank
yours?
you.
It don't matter at this point.
You want to know who mine is?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I like Tennant and then Smith. Tennant's always going to be my favorite.
Were you surprised she's a girl?
No, she might have said Smith first.
I'm 25.
There you go.
Jay.
Anyway,
Corinne, I'll put you on hold.
Yeah.
I'll give you the prize back, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for listening.
9 years
I
ago.
appreciate it.
How old was
Corinne,
she?
Okay.
We'll get to
When Tennant was a doctor, how old was she?
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, makes sense. Do the math. We got to get out of here. Unfortunately, I think we've gone as long as I possibly can go here tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for calling in, and we really nerded it up with a lot of Doctor Who stuff. But the Doctor Who Season 8 premiere is next Saturday, August 23rd, 8 p.m. on BBC America. Every cable system has this channel, unlike some other channels. You can find it there, so check it out. If you haven't been able to see anything from Doctor Who and maybe you want to start, go right to Netflix. It's the perfect place to start with Season 1, The Ninth Doctor, not Season 1, 1962, like Kevin is saying.
This episode brought to you by Netflix and Amazon.
So we'll throw it around the room here for plugs and stuff and whatnot. Steve, do you have anything?
I got nothing.
Do you have a Twitter or Facebook you want to plug?
No.
Okay, Steve's good.
We'll take his time.
We'll skip over Scapegoat, go right to OG.
Why are we skipping Scapegoat?
Because
it's the same plug.
He waved it.
Oh.
Check
so,
us,
do it 3 times.
For more of this geeky talk, check out Big Kev's Geek Stuff. Every Thursday, new episodes go online, bigkevsgeekstuff.com. And of course, if you can, check out that donate button. Maybe throw a few bucks for us. And if you come to New York Comic Con, please stop by our booth and say hello. We'd love
Get
to
your
meet you.
nerd on,
Definitely.
as they say. Yes.
Oh, and I'm Geek Stuff OG on Twitter.
There you go.
I'm
Big
BK
Kev.
Geek Stuff.
You are.
On Twitter.
Scapegoat GS.
Is that Big Kev or Burger King Geek Stuff?
It's Burger King Geek Stuff.
And lawsuit.
And that's it for this edition of It's Eric Nagel. Probably our nerdiest, geekiest episode yet.
Yes, more
Thank you
geeky
for
episodes.
suffering through it, or if you enjoyed it, thank you for listening. E-Rock Radio on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. I'll probably have a couple more giveaways. I'll probably do it online for you
It's like
Doctor Who
5
fans.
guys in this room.
What's in the Schwarzenegger giveaway pack?
Yeah, 5 guys in the room, dude. Shut up.
Are you Steve from Philadelphia calling in? I'll put you on hold. Steve Wonder's back. There you go.
Hello, I'm Steve from Philadelphia. I want to win the prize pack.
Get out of the water.
This show will be on demand on the SiriusXM app, so you can find it there.
You can
I'll be
demand
back.
it.
Yes, and I'll be back next week for It's Eric Nagel for our big Simpsons marathon special and whatnot. Take care. Goodbye, everybody.
And that's all the time we have. Follow Eric on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at eRock Radio. The show should be back next week. Maybe in 2 weeks. Who the hell knows around here anymore?